Guys, we are here with breaking news outside of E. Barrett Pretty Man courthouse in D.C. Trump is about to be indicted today, arraigned, and here is a huge protest right outside. As you can tell, this is a live feed from outside the court. Things are really heating up there. Passions are flaring. Hassan?
Yeah, this is a wonderful showing for Donald Trump. It seems like, the time is right. Certainly doesn't say a lot about the waning support for the president, the real president of the United States of America. As we all know, the patriots are rising up and also helping one another.
Hold on, there's two of them now at the flag. This is breaking news.
Ladies and gentlemen, they have doubled. The number of protesters have instantaneously doubled. That's right. There's a third person. Is that also a protester? We don't know.
Now, what is happening here, son? They seem to be changing the flag. Is this a protester who's taking the flag down in protest? It doesn't seem so because he's got a MAGA hat on. Are they flipping it out for a new flag? What do we think is happening?
I think what's going on is that the flag was upside down.
Right.
And now they're fixing it so it's no longer upside down. That's what I believe. That's what's going on. My man is dripped out the wazoo. That's right. As you know, Trump supporters are like that. He's making the pole longer.
Okay, good.
In order for everyone to see.
Now it is.
There it is.
Freedom reigns right here.
Finish the wall.
At
Trump 24.
At the E. Barrett Pretty Man State Court, or United States Courthouse, guys. And I hope that their security is doubled, tripled, quadrupled down. They need to be prepared for anything.
I'm seeing a second flag coming in,
A second flag has hit the building.
A second flag coming in, Ethan. That's right. Is there a second pole for the second flag?
That's a good question, Hassan. I don't see a second pole out there, but it's possible, perhaps, that one of their accomplices will be bringing a pole. Although I see they've cleverly, they've brought in a third
The protesters have tripled in size, and there's a woman now.
This is alarming. This is alarming. Do we have the Congress police involved? Whose jurisdiction is this? This is Trump or death. This is a bad omen for what's to come later today.
That's right. 1776 to 2024, as in that's when the American government is over. That's the last year expiration.
The gravestone.
Yeah, because Trump is not going to be president, it seems.
Well, this is a live feed, as I said, and that is serious. We will be checking in periodically to make sure that everything is going well, everything is under control, and to bring you live breaking updates.
I did everything right, and they indicted me.
This is getting more and more sad. It's every single time he gets indicted, Trump is the most indicted man in America. We're back. We're back, by the way. 2 weeks in a row, they said.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
What?
There was a chance last night that I wasn't going to come.
Wait, what?
I did. I'm here, obviously. But my throat was just fucking killing me for no reason. And I thought I was going to have to go to urgent care.
Oh, my God.
But I am here. I didn't want to. I was like, I don't want to do that. That'd be horrible. But I didn't.
It would have been crazy. Especially because things are heating up. And more importantly than things heating up with Trump's legal troubles, there's a story that I read briefly on stream yesterday, and in my mind I thought, I cannot wait for Ethan to see this story.
The
Rudy Giuliani story is it's like tailor-made for you. I don't know how else to describe it.
So Dan told me about this. He said, please don't look at the new transcript. And I've been good on my word. I haven't looked at it. I only saw one line from it on Twitter, immediately closed. It was something like Rudy saying, bring those tits over here.
It's there's so much more. And
well, should we just get right into it?
No. Well, let's. I mean, don't we know? I can't look because my laptop is not working. But don't we have a an intro run of the show type thing?
We sure do.
This is our show. We can do what the fuck we want.
What's my password? Sorry.
Hassan sucks with an X.
Whoa, what the hell? I thought you guys changed that. Sucks.
Let's see. What do we got here?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You've been in some gossip, some controversy with the reacting.
Well, not really. As a matter of fact, I for the first time in my life, I am not like the beacon, the vector of hatred for all things Twitch streaming. It's now XQC. So congratulations. Thank you. XQC for finally being a guy that like people yell at when they think of like, oh, Twitch streamers fucking suck.
Well, to be totally honest with you, dude, I don't like XQC. I think he sucks. I don't care anymore.
I mean, he's definitely an interesting figure.
He's an infringer. He's a sellout. And I think he sucks. You know? He sold his fans out big time for some goddamn gambling money.
Yeah, I got it.
So what is the conversation happening right now?
The conversation, I believe, started around Lemino's new JFK assassination video that specifically covers the book depository aspect. And I'm actually very excited to see all the other angles as well, like specifically the grassy knoll. He's just covering the JFK assassination, which is probably one of the most covered assassinations of all time. It's an incredible conspiracy. And he did this like 1 hour and 25 or 1 hour and 30 minute, like brilliant, super comprehensive, incredibly well edited video. And of course, everybody reacted to it. It was trending. He's got millions of views on the video now. And then someone got very mad that XQC had reacted to it as well. And it like only had like 10 additional minutes of runtime off of the original video. And they just like posted a screenshot and were like, what the fuck is this guy doing? You know?
So did he upload it to his YouTube channel?
I believe he did, yes.
That's fucking crazy.
And you know, a lot of Twitch streamers do stuff like this. I mean, I reacted to it as well. A lot of the same people that were yelling at him were also trying to yell at me and be like, he's the same. Hassan does this as well. And it didn't really take off. Why is yours
different than his?
Well, there's a couple different reasons. I mean, look, I'm not going to be like, oh, he's not reacting hard enough or it's not transformative enough. I don't know. I haven't watched his reaction or anything like that.
Well, we can't. Did he take it down?
No, I don't know what happened. I don't even think Lemino personally has said anything about it or has like struck it or anything like that. But
he hasn't taken it down. Hold on, let me look.
I haven't paid attention to the XQC side of things, but the very same people that have been like making this their lives mission to just, you know, criticize React content in general, especially Twitch streamers and how they're like technically the same as like rapists doing sexual assault if they're doing reacts to YouTube videos. They were up in arms about it. The problem is like there is well, not the things that I just mentioned, but there is certainly truth to some components, like of the criticisms overall that have been swirling around about React content. I myself have absolutely been someone who has broken some of those boundaries, but I usually try to.
Which boundaries did you break?
One of the things is, I think you'll agree with this as well, is just like don't leave the video running when you get up
100%
to go pee.
Yeah, you can't
That's
do
like
that.
pretty basic stuff.
You stopped doing that?
I only do it with I usually only do it with my videos that I know are from my friends, like Noah Samson, Second Thought, things like that. And it's
you do not have my permission to walk away from my videos.
For the record, I'm not actually walking away for an extended period of time. Like, what are you supposed to do if there's an emergency and you have
just
to get
say
up?
Wait, I'll be right back.
Yeah. You can, that, and also you can pause it, but the problem is...
Yeah, pause the video.
When you pause the video, it's just like, makes the content awful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like...
I'm just telling you. No, I know. You're right.
You say, guys, put on a song or something, you know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. You're 100% right. You should just throw up a BRB screen.
Yeah.
Or I should
People
just
don't mind waiting. I mean, I go to the bathroom all the time. It's like, hey, guys, I'll be right back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Over the course of an 8-hour stream, though, of course, that happens way more frequently than you would, you know, because 8 to 10 hours.
Of the beast, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not taking
it's about filling it. It's about filling that space a little bit better.
You could plan something ahead of time. You could film something to play when you're there that's entertaining. You know
what I thought about doing, what I started doing a little bit is like I'll play a complimentary video that is like off of Instagram or TikTok or something. That's what I started. That's what I started sneaking in if I need to like get up for a second. So
Oh, you know
it's
what
not the
Brucey
original
does
video.
that I thought was a pretty good idea? He plays like highlights from his stream or something when he has to walk away.
That's a IRL stream. You can do that on your IRL streams. Like you have readily available clips that you can just like play the highlights whenever it goes into low bandwidth mode.
You can do it on desktop as well. I don't know if that's a newer thing, but
Yeah.
So I will say this. I mean,
So that's one aspect of it that I agree with, that I'm an offender of as well. Back in the day, especially, I used to have a setup where I would cook simultaneously. I didn't have a camera in the kitchen, but I would cook. But I also had a monitor in the kitchen, so I would watch the video, and I would run back to the desktop to pause it if I wanted to say something about it. But it was bad optically.
pretty dicey.
Yeah, it was bad optically. People got very upset. So I recognized that was wrong. I stopped doing that.
That's
But
good.
now, you'll still catch me getting up because I have to pee or I have to take Kaya out for a second or whatever. But I don't cook. I get my food delivered.
Here's what I'll say. I mean, I've been watching your YouTube channel for a while, and the videos that you or your editor, whoever, uploads to YouTube are very highly edited.
Oh, yeah.
And totally, I think, totally fair.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
That's the other aspect of this that I was going to say. We're talking about like live reacting on Twitch versus packaging content for YouTube. The way I see it is everybody does react content. Like you do react content as well in certain respects where like we are all art is derivative. We're all looking at other people and like maybe doing commentary. Every aspect of the commentary sphere is react content. The way I shoot my live streams is I have YouTube in mind. So every single video that I react to that is a YouTube video, I know I could turn into a YouTube video personally, but given the aspect and the limitations of live streaming, it's not going to be as punchy. So there's going to be dead air sometimes, or sometimes I'm going to get up and have to take care of an emergency. You know what I mean? But if it's appearing on YouTube, if it's on any of my owned and operated channels, I have 4. Everything else that you see is not mine.
The
it's
one,
fan-owned.
right.
It's never going to be outside of the bounds of fair use.
I mean, here's the difference between your channel and XQC's, which I'm looking at now. This man uploaded 5 videos in one day. There's no fucking way that anybody's putting any effort into this. Like here, I watched this video, Andrew Tate's...
You could have multiple editors. I mean, I have multiple editors.
Let me see. This video, Andrew Tate's controversy have finally caught up with him. I watched this video, so let me see.
From a police raid on their mansion resulting in...
And of course,
and
XQC wouldn't care about uploading this because he doesn't have any moral...
Well, okay, but you're
cares at all.
watching like Andrew Tate's controversy that finally caught up to him. It's not necessarily like this isn't even. I think the most.
Hold on,
offensive,
go ahead. What are you saying? It's not what?
This isn't even that bad. Like
How do you know? I just started it.
Because no matter what it is, it's probably like a. Is it just a bunch of news reactions?
No,
or
it's a
something?
video.
Oh, it's just one singular video.
Yeah,
that
it's
he's
one
reacting
video.
to?
I know because I watched it. This is the end for Andrew Tate. I watched it from Internet Anarchist. Yeah.
That's not...
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's the guy.
Andrew and
That
Tristan
Internet
Tate being
Anarchist,
held in the
ironically, is the guy that fucking Aiden Ross copy strike because false copy strike because he thought he was my mod.
Okay,
That's the
that is
guy. I was like,
interesting.
what the
So, like, I mean, just right off the bat, what the fuck is this editing? There's 10 seconds of him sitting there like a moron. Look at this idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Huh?
not
What
it's
the
not high
fuck?
effort.
No. This
The
is
editing
like
is not
theft.
high effort.
I mean, hold on.
No, it's not.
Let me get a taste of this. Why wouldn't they cut that?
Tristan Tate being held in a Romanian jail cell for over 3
Look at him.
months.
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't even
think-
know what the fuck he's watching.
I think the main problem here
What a
is
moron,
like,
dude.
The main problem here should be that if this is on your main channel, you should definitely edit it more for sure.
Hold on, Hassan. I really want to see. I want to get a feel for this.
Like this is like my fan. This is like fan owned and operated channels that just like straight post VODs, like straight rip VODs. You know what I mean?
Past 6 months, but with the recent developments in their case, it seems like this is just the beginning. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries.
I mean, this is already theft. He didn't even intro it. He didn't talk about it. He's literally just sitting there quietly for the first 30 seconds. You should sue him Fuck you, XQC, you thief bitch.
I
I'm
think
not
his-
surprised he's stealing people's videos.
I
He
think
steals
his-
people's
his
money too
attitude-
on
his
fucking
attitude
gambling.
on this, by the way, is look. You're talking to someone who I do not care about IP in the same way that you do. We have differing opinions on it.
You think that you should be able to take people's videos and re-upload them wholesale?
Well, not necessarily. I think
Not
you should
necessarily?
I think you should still abide by certain standards, but overall,
What standards?
I don't really care. I don't
What?
really care if someone rips my IP.
No,
That's
but
the
you're
reason
talking about IP law, or are you talking about what your preference is?
my personal preferences and what I think. My personal preferences and what I believe and how I believe IP should be run is significantly more
How should IPs
hands-off.
be run? How should IPs be run?
I think that there should be a similar structure to how patents are supposed to exist for all content creation. That after a certain amount of time has passed for like television productions or for even movies in general, that IP should be completely lifted, and you can make derivative works off of that with ease.
Well, that's like a 50-year scope. That doesn't really
Not even a
affect what
50-year
we do
scope. I
on
think it
it.
should be shorter than that.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, I think that as far as like rigorous control over IP, I personally don't have it. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's a good
What do
thing.
you mean you don't believe in it? I don't
I think
understand what
it's-
that means. You think that people should be able to steal your videos and upload it?
Yeah, which is why I have.
Why? How is that fair to anybody? Do you really believe that?
Yeah, well, Ethan, if you literally search Hasanabi, there are 1,000 channels pretty much that
I know, but-
literally take everything I do on my stream and re-upload it
I know
and
that
make
you
money.
No, I know that you don't care.
Yeah.
But you're talking about like the law.
In a perfect world,
I don't
think,
care that much either about what people do with my content.
Yeah,
But
in
I'm
a perfect world,
yeah.
I think that content of this sort would be heavily subsidized by government subsidies in the arts, in the field of
You
art.
would be subsidized?
Everyone, every type of content creation would be heavily subsidized, so that art would not be created
I
for
don't
the
feel like
sake
you're
of like
speaking to like a real world right
monetization.
now.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying my own idealistic understanding of the world versus what is happening in the real world are two separate issues, or two separate scenarios.
So you believe that people should just be able to steal your content.
I don't consider
re-upload it
Well, first of all, I don't even consider
monetary
it
gain.
theft because people do that already, and I have given allowances for people to do that.
No,
However,
I'm not saying people are stealing your content.
Yeah.
I'm talking about IP laws in general.
I think that the protections should only exist for people like YouTube channels and whatnot, people that are smaller independent operations, and that the restrictions should be heavily limited for larger corporations.
So how do you decide who's a smaller and who's a larger?
That's actually a really good question. I don't have an answer for that. I've thought about it a lot, but I do not have an answer for it. I don't know. I think like maybe revenue structure wise, like after a certain.
So what you just hit?
Yeah, you just hit
a
like
money
a certain
number, and then
revenue
you have no
cap,
more
and then
protection?
it limits down.
What if
like
you-
a
that's how-
progressive
what if-
taxation structure where it like basically limits the amount that you can maintain your own intellectual property patents.
What if that's how you make a living? So they take your IP away, and then all of a sudden your business goes bankrupt because everyone can steal your content.
What do you mean? Why would your business go bankrupt?
Your business potentially, you're making money by creating proprietary or unique content.
Okay.
So once you were like, hey, my business is doing great, I'm making $10 million a year, and then you lose your IP. How does that make sense?
Because it's still unique content creation, which
Well, if
means
people
that
just start re-uploading it, and then your bottom line is going to get crushed.
you'll certainly, well, on your old library content, you would still have like some.
You see that this is so much more complicated than it is.
100%. Yeah, I do.
Why make things more complicated? I don't understand that.
Well, I mean, I think this is still the way that it currently exists is still pretty complicated.
It's not that complicated. It's like, I mean, the only
It
complication
definitely is complicated. People abuse DMCA. You know this already. Like people, there are like
That's not complicated.
even in the way that I have simplified my structure, where I'm like, do whatever you want, make money if you want off of the content. even then, there are bad actors. For example, there is a network of like botted channels from Vietnam that until like, I don't know, 3 months ago were like uploading videos about fishing that then turn around and start uploading videos of my streams.
That's just okay. But that's not my point.
But then
is
they
that
DMCA other fan channels or even my channels sometimes. They try to DMCA me with my content, and they're abusing the DMCA structure.
It's not complicated. It's just that you just need to sue someone to find actual resolve.
Yeah, you have
the law is pretty straightforward, I feel like.
You have to have, well, bad actors are always going to exist, which is why you need to have some regulations, some laws around it, which is what I'm saying. I agree with you on that. There's always going to be people that violate it. Ultimately, if you want to understand why I have this opinion, look, I grew up in Turkey. We did not have access to movies when I was growing up that in a timely manner. We did not have access to video games when I was growing up in a timely manner. And the only way I was able to enjoy all of these video games when I was growing up in Turkey was cracked video games. There's a massive black market that was readily available where you could go and purchase a game in a brick and mortar retail store that exclusively sold like pirated material, basically pirated movies and pirated video games. And the only way I had access to anything, like the only way I had access to anything that was going on in the rest of the world was through purchasing through a black market substitute, cracked video games and pirated movies. So
sounds like they figured it out for themselves over there in Turkey.
Yeah, because it was not there was no way that you could access it. And
I still don't see the solution of making everything IP-less.
So my point was, but that's a violation of IP. That's like heavily illegal.
And good for, and I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that. I mean, whatever, you know what I mean? Do what you got to do.
So you're fine.
Need laws to protect your fucking property.
Okay. So we're not that far off from one another on this issue.
I'm not saying that if you break IP in Turkey, you should fucking have your hands cut off or something. I don't care.
No, I mean, first of all, there's no hand cutting in Turkey.
I know. I'm just saying.
My point was that. Okay, so you and I are in agreement on this then, because it's more of a wink and a nod where it's like, hey, listen, you know, sometimes you're going to steal some movies.
If XQC re-uploads one of my videos and just sits there watching, I should have the right to sue him.
Yeah.
So you think that?
Yeah, regardless of my own personal belief, I think that there needs to still be some limitations to what you can and can't do, because there's going to be bad faith abusers of that structure.
Is XQC a bad faith abuser?
I think XQC is working within the bounds of a lack of regulation around this sort of thing.
But it's not going to be regulated. I mean, it is, but you need to be sued. There's no mechanism.
His perspective on it is like, as long as nobody comes after me, why the fuck would I stop? Which I kind of understand, because that's how I approach like IP from like MasterChef, for example. You know what I mean? Like big television productions of shows that.
And they could sue you, and they would be right to sue you. I think they would be in the right.
I think so. I don't. But I mean, I think but ultimately, I think that's like that kind of structure is kind of ridiculous. For example, here's why. Like, as Twitch streamers, when we're watching stuff or when we're reacting to things, like we quite literally get paid by either Hollywood studios to react to certain things, or react to trailers, or even sometimes react to entire videos, right? Like entire episodes. The problem is that given international IP restrictions, when you do that, there is a tremendous amount of limitation on what you can watch. You have to geo-lock your content, for example, if you are watching anime. Like you might do like a Crunchyroll spot where Crunchyroll will be like, we're going to give you money to watch an entire episode of anime. When you do that, you have to geo-lock where your content can be watched. You have to abide by certain sets of restrictions. And I feel like with respect to larger budget productions like that, the reason why I'm mentioning the ad component here is because, like, obviously multi-million-dollar corporations and billion-dollar corporations see value in, you know, someone like a Twitch streamer reacting to their content, right? because there is value to it. It is you're marketing this material to a broader audience. They don't see it as a market substitute. They see it as a good thing. But also on top of that, even when you're doing
assuming they see it as a good thing.
well, why would they give money if it wasn't a good thing?
Oh,
why
well,
would
no.
they pay?
Sometimes they'll do it to promote a show, but in the case of like Master Chef, I don't believe nobody's ever reached out to you and been like, "You're good to go." Giving you, like, legal clearance.
Well,
But like if Crunchyroll's like, "Yeah, we want to pay you to watch this new show."
yeah, I'm just using that as an
makes
example.
sense.
I'm using like one of the examples to show you that, like, yes, I think there is a conversation that could be had about the value of like watching something live.
Of course, there's value.
Yeah.
But a company decides like, "Hey, I want you to do this."
The entire gaming industry,
Especially
relies on
something
this.
you wouldn't normally be watching. Like you wouldn't normally sit down and watch a fucking episode of tits out, guns out anime or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, it's not just anime. The entire,
15-year-old
like I
girl
said, the
with
entire
giant
video
titties
game, the
episode,
entire
whatever.
gaming industry relies on Let's Play as a way to market their product, which is why
I'm not saying. Then there are symbiotic relationships.
Yeah.
Like that. I'm not saying that.
Which is why, for example, video games could be subject to the same kind of DMCA restrictions that that any kind of content that you consume online could be subject to. I would take it even one step further. Things that you show, like this, the fact that there is a brand on here that we are not sponsored by, but we have this brand right here. This could technically, depending on, I think, how far down the rabbit hole you want to go, like a lot of this stuff is licensed, right? Licensed imagery. We actually technically don't have the license to show this.
I don't know the legality of that. I'm not familiar with that.
That is
at all.
interesting. Well, I can just interject from my experience working on like movies and TV that everything that appears in a TV show has to be cleared.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's why they don't show you brands in like a certain production.
Well, they're just right.
Not
They're-
necessarily because they don't want to give
so
an
what?
ad.
I mean, so what? Anyway, I want to watch XQC. Fucking, I really want to get a sense for when he starts talking.
And today, we'll be taking a look
We're already watched how long we watching this fucking thing? See, this moron is such an idiot. He's got the he didn't even edit it. I'm looking at his. I can't tell which is his time bar and which is the one of the video because it's so fucking unedited. Like he cares so little.
This is a straight VOD rip.
It's been going for 30 seconds.
the recent news and developments in the Tate brothers saga. Following their move from jail to house arrest on the 31st of March 2023.
Fucking moron.
Guys, I want to know.
Shut up.
No, man.
Okay, listen.
I want to know, man.
He's not even talking about the video. He's responding to a comment in chat.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Recent news and developments in the Tate brothers saga. Following their move from jail to house arrest on the 31st of March 2023.
Guys, I want to know. I want to know. Guys, I want to know, man.
Bro,
Chad is saying, "Don't watch this video. Why are you watching this video?" And he's saying, "I want to know, man. I'm an XQC analyzer translator."
So-
let me explain something here.
so
That is
listen,
going to happen on a live
listen.
stream. That's always
I'm
going
not
to happen on a live
okay,
stream.
listen. Right
It's-
now,
your
Hassan, hold
criticism
on,
is about uploading this straight VOD rip
Yes.
to your YouTube channel,
There's
right?
two. Well, there's two prongs. There's two prongs here. One is uploading it to YouTube, which is insane, and he should be sued for this. And I hope people do. I mean,
I don't
shame
think
on
the
you.
content creators themselves always care about it, which is why.
Not always, but when they do, they should have. It's their right. I mean, I don't think it's respectful to upload a video like that. Period. At least put a fucking little effort in to make it watchable. Like, what is this shit, dude? Moron.
That just mean.
Stupid.
He's
Clearly, some content creators do because they're making a stink about it.
Yeah, which is the point is this, okay? There's two different classifications to have conversations on. One is what you're reacting to on your Twitch stream. And there's standards of practices on that as well, or like what's the most ethical way to react. You can have a conversation about live stream reacting. And then the other side of the story is what you upload to your owned and operated channels, to channels that you own, that you have creative control over. And yes, I maintain the position that like things that I upload to my channel, to my YouTube channel, have to abide by certain standards, because if it was just straight VOD rip, it would be very boring, and it would be in some respects, maybe not technically a market substitute, but like not a good representation of like what kind of content I put out on my own.
Well, okay, so there's two prongs. The YouTube one we've covered. The Twitch one has not really been tested, to be honest with you. And there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of. Listen, the walking away and leaving things playing. It shouldn't be done by anyone on Twitch ever.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Like, there's no.
I mean, I just think you're creating a huge legal liability by doing that. Because one day somebody's going to come start suing people, and if that's up, and if you've done that, you have a huge liability.
Yeah.
There's no way you can justify that in court or to a judge.
Yeah, playing it. I guess like technically the only thing that you could do is like from a legal standpoint. I'm not even saying this is like apt or adequate as a counter. But maybe like chat.
No,
I don't know. Like having different.
All that proves is that there's people there fucking consuming the video that you're not.
I guess.
transforming.
Yeah, you're right. Overall,
but if you don't care about
overall,
IP, that's one
overall
thing.
The reason why like a lot of YouTubers don't complain about that in general, but they might, and you're absolutely right about that. Overall, the reason why a lot of people don't complain about that is because they don't see it as a one-to-one. They see it more as like promotional. Most YouTubers, most
But it's
content
not up
creators see
to
that
them
as
to decide that.
What do you mean? It's
not up to the streamer to decide
Yeah.
if it's promotional or not.
No, you're right about that, which is why it's more of like as long as nobody complains about it, you're doing it type
Which
situation.
I get it. You guys been watching MasterChef. They don't seem to care. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But
remember when I was doing that, it was older seasons. It was never like a new season. I would literally have the contestants on. I literally had the No, I know. I'm just saying that like it was still relatively transformative in the sense that like even if I were to put out a final product from that, which I never did.
That's good that you did.
My goal was always to make it as entertaining as possible, and also on top of that, have like literally the chefs and whatnot that were involved in the content creation process in the secondary marketplace.
There might even be like more relaxed analysis for live chat or for live streams because it's not archived somewhere, but it's just not been tested, But I would definitely encourage you not to do the walk away play thing. And if you are watching something to provide, to be conscious of how much analysis is going into it, which I think you are. But some people aren't, obviously.
Even if you look at like fan channel upload reacts, the one thing that haters are always confused about is like there's this meme about me, the chair meme, right? It's a part of Twitch culture because like when you're live for 8 to 10 hours, two things that are always going to happen is like one, you're going to be eating on camera. So that's like a big meme. The other one about live streaming in general is that of course you're going to get up at a certain point, right? That is where that chair meme comes from, which then turned into like, oh, Hassan just like will click play and then leave his chair on and walk away.
You do that though. You just said you do.
No, but there's a difference. I don't let the video just fucking run throughout the entire process and just like walk away and fuck off.
You did say you just.
I get up to either take a piss sometimes. If I really have to pee without pausing the video, which I should do like a BRB screen or something. And I'm working on, I'm trying to figure out a better way to do that by possibly playing something that like either the person will never have issue with, or rather, playing like a TikTok or something, just like jiggle some keys in the eyes of the audience so that it's like the content is not stale.
So, right. And that's fine, like I said. But at any rate, XQC is the biggest fucking douche offender piece of shit ever. I literally hate him.
Okay.
He's so vile.
Just like,
he is. He's just the worst, man. He doesn't care about anything.
I think there's definitely a lot worse people online than XQC.
I didn't say he's the worst person online.
He's just like, he is just doing whatever the lack of limitations and boundaries are. It's just like
that's why he's getting paid $30 million to play fucking
100 million
Stake or whatever. $100 million to play Stake. I mean, that's like.
Well, he's not. I don't know if he's playing Stake.
He is, right? I mean, why?
I don't think he's gambled, or maybe I don't know. I don't watch Kick.
Why do people watch this? Like genuinely. Let me watch this now.
So that's a-
Why men can't get matches
There's
on
another
dating.
question. Ethan, people say that about you, and they say that about me all the
No,
time.
but he's not saying anything.
But it doesn't matter. Some people like it. He is very representative of like
front picture,
the average gamer.
a group picture to make it seem like he has friends, a picture in Paris to make it seem like he's cultured,
What is wrong with
I just want.
Wait, pause for a second.
and a picture.
You know what's funny? All of these videos are kind of fire to react to. Like I'm watching this and I'm like, damn, I should react to this video.
Good. Just say some shit and you're good. Don't just sit there like
Why
a
men
moron.
can't get matches on dating apps? Like I feel like that would be like an 8-hour video for me. I would watch this fucking 10-minute video and lose my mind probably.
Picture climbing mountains to make it seem like he's adventurous. After some hard work, the profile is ready. The woman doesn't feel safe sharing a lot of personal
40 seconds.
information, so she chooses
Not
the
a
first
single
picture
comment or introductory statement or anything.
she can find.
No words from him, frankly.
And she's ready to go. They start swiping and hope for the best.
45 seconds.
At the end of the day, when the
50
woman checks
seconds.
her phone, her like counter is full. Practically every profile she likes is an instant match. Soon, she's overwhelmed
1
by the
minute.
amount of matches and messages in her inbox. For the man, it's a different
Is he
story.
even watching the video? Is he just like looking at a fucking like one of these cat things?
I mean, I
do
think
this?
he's watching the video. He's probably looking at chat. There's a lot of
Moron.
stimuli when you're live streaming, so it's like hard to exactly figure out what's going on.
You don't need to defend him, Hassan.
I'm not defending
He's
him.
a
I'm
monster.
defending myself, Ethan. That's what it is. Because like I've gotten the exact same types of criticism, and you can absolutely make the exact same types of criticism about me if I'm being perfectly honest. The reality is that
But you don't upload it to YouTube.
Yes, that's the
I mean,
the
that's a
major,
big difference
That's
here.
the major difference. If you ever see a video like that on YouTube, it is most likely from a fan channel that took a straight VOD rip and posted it on YouTube and is monetizing it themselves. It's not touching me in any capacity. And
Can I be honest with you?
What?
There will be a time, in my opinion, where still be some legal hammer that will come down on streamers. And there will be a time when you guys will look back and be like, damn, I missed it. That was crazy that we just sat there watching content. Like that day will come when you guys will not be allowed to do this anymore because it's just so risky. Because there will be legal
I agree.
precedent. And so I that's truly what I think. But again, my criticism of him right now is that he uploaded this to YouTube. Because I understand the nature of live streaming. You sit there, stuff is going on, like you said.
the
But for
difference,
him to be like, yo, okay, so this was actually fire. I'm not going to edit it at all. I'm going to cut this unedited.
I don't think he
basically
thinks
their
about
video
that at all
and put it on
because
YouTube.
there's never been any kind of. I don't think he's ever gotten criticized for this even.
What? Yeah, he has. He's got shit for this all the time, doesn't he?
Up until this very moment, there's never been an XQC is bad for doing this. I'm telling you this because I've been getting shit on for years, in spite of the fact that I have like these boundaries on how I make this kind of content and what I choose to upload onto my actual like owned and operated page that's like heavily edited. Regardless of that, I've been getting shit on online for years and years, and not a single peep was ever made about XQC in that
right?
process.
I thought I'd
and he
seen
never
that.
fucking sidestepped to be like, hold up, guys. Let's stop now. I mean, I do this too. It's kind of ridiculous. He's never fucking come out and like defended me in any capacity, despite the fact that he himself was a regular abuser of the same structures, if we're being real. The same goes for, again, Charlie, Moist Critical, any kind of Asmongold, any kind of live streamer that is live reacting to content can always have this kind of footage cut out of them because they're live for 10 hours a day.
But he uploaded this to YouTube.
It's the same. I understand. That is a big difference. That's why I think the important thing to mention here is that uploading that kind of VOD content to YouTube without any editing whatsoever is not good, and it's not a good product in general. But listen, the one thing I have to mention here is that it's no different than when podcasts first came out and people would get clipped out of context all the fucking time on podcasts, because that was the first time that we were experiencing like an uninterrupted 3-hour medium of content from people that were not media trained to speak for 3 hours. So you could very easily catch someone off guard and make them appear a certain way.
I don't think you need to make excuses. I mean, look, just own it. You do that shit.
What do you mean?
You do that shit. You watch. I mean, you and all these guys.
Yeah.
Just be like, yeah, I do that shit. You don't have to like make
100%.
analogies and excuses and stuff. Just be like, I do that. I do that shit.
It's not an analogy at all. The point is, you have to, if we're talking about it like live reacting, if we go back to like the live reacting on Twitch side of things, I like that there are no legal limitations to it. I think it's a good thing. I know that, and I know you know that the YouTube live DMCA structure is definitely ripe for abuse. That's number one. And
well, it's the same DMCA structure that governs Twitch, isn't it? It's a set of laws that provide platforms.
Yes, but the automated process and the way that YouTube has set it up has made it so that you can like very quickly shut down most live productions. You can very quickly shut them down, or you can immediately monetize them. I mean, you've had this issue. There's a reason why like you can't even watch like a TikTok video because you're worried that if there's 10 seconds of like music that slips in, then all of a sudden your 3-hour content that you produced with a team of brilliant producers and put together all of a sudden is gone because of like a slip up. And I don't think that structure is good for making good content.
I don't think it's like something to even really stress or about. But I do think like it's good to acknowledge like, yeah, we are doing this thing that's probably not right. And I'm thinking about ways to better address it. Because it's like you said, it's the industry standard. It's the norm of how people operate on Twitch. And I do think it's worth acknowledging that, you know, in some cases it's not right, which you have done, right?
Yeah.
And so, that's what it is. And so,
I like that there is like a less automated process, though, I will admit. One, because it's obviously personally beneficial for me. But two, I think it's better for making unique derivative works in general. It really limits your creativity. It limits what you can and can't do. People can immediately go, well, creativity, just fucking play a YouTube video, walk away.
Right.
But like, no,
you still have to consider the rights of the people that made the content. But like, and I think the reason that it is more lax on Twitch is because legally there's more room to play with because of the whole saving it and archiving it and putting it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Gives a little bit different playground to play in. That's why I'm being super extra critical of XQC, because look at this shit. And I'm at 1 minute. This motherfucker hasn't said a single word.
So far, he has only received a couple of likes and has 0 matches.
Oh, here we goes.
He becomes frustrated.
No, false alarm. Minute 10.
Whoa, okay.
starts
This is
questioning
a
himself.
bit intel bait a
He
little bit.
puts so much effort
What the fuck is he even talking about? Who is he talking to?
into setting up a nice profile.
I could tell
after
you
all.
don't really
Why
watch
can't he
Twitch
get
at
any
all.
matches?
Listen,
'Cause,
I'm
like,
on
this
YouTube
is-
right now, dude.
Yeah, I'm saying like I could tell you don't really. YouTube live streaming is very different due to the automated DMCA
Listen,
structure.
I'm judging
you would
this-
not be able to do this on
I'm
YouTube.
judging this as a YouTube video, which is what it is.
I understand that. I know.
I'm
It's
not-
hard for
you
me.
know what I
It's
mean?
hard for me to separate the two in my mind because I'm like,
I know you're
'cause
feeling
that's like-
defensive
I-
because you feel
because
like
I'm
you do
looking
the
at that
same
and I'm like,
thing.
well, that's
Yeah.
if I was watching this on Twitch, I would be perfectly understanding that
it's
it's
a
like
YouTube video.
yes,
That's what I'm criticizing. there.
fair.
Yeah.
He's ugly as fuck, yeah.
To answer that question,
Good comment.
you need to understand the
150
numbers behind
120?
dating apps. I made a simulation of a dating app with 1,000 dummies to try to understand why men get so few matches.
Minute 30. No commentary.
Dating apps can
Yo, because they gotta
Oh, we got a big screen. Here it is.
compete, guys. I feel like this is just like, Jack. Can you just break this down? Just evolutionary, like it's just like normal, like animal type shit, dude. It's like you gotta compete, bruh.
Can we transcribe that? I feel like this is animal shit.
He's
bro.
trying to talk about evolutionary psychology
Yeah.
and saying that like the reason for this disparity on dating apps for men comes from.
You're giving him a lot of
comes from
fucking
evolution.
credit.
I mean, I understand what he's trying to say.
Birds look
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to
nice.
say.
Well, you can.
do all these tricks and add all these feathers that are all these colors.
there's
that are
editing.
men, and
We got the bird. We got the
when
Rolex.
the women, it's just a brown bird, because the men has to appeal the best and do all
This is
these
an edited
tricks
video,
and impress
Ethan.
because they have to compete.
I'm just
Well,
there.
this-
listen,
the
no,
whole
this,
argument.
this part's fine, even though I think he sounds like a moron. It's
Okay,
fine, right?
I'm just.
But it took him 2 minutes to fucking say a goddamn
Yeah, well,
single word
he's
about it.
Well, first you got to establish a narrative. What are we watching? You know what I mean?
Well, he didn't do that.
When?
Well, he let the video do it, I think.
Well, he needs to do it.
I mean,
If he's not going to talk for 2 minutes,
I mean, he's.
listen. I'm just telling it like this is what it is, dude.
This is
Dating
edited
apps can
video.
paint a distorted picture of what the real dating world is like.
Whatever. But yeah, more XUC's a moron. I really dislike him. I don't get the hype.
Did we make any? Do we touch any new ground on the ethics of live streaming? I feel like we need to summarize it, like
Okay,
a TLDR of it.
Here's what I think. I don't think what you're doing makes you a bad person or wrong or something that you should feel guilty or even get dogpiled.
I don't even feel guilty about what I'm doing.
Okay. But what I do think is that it's good for streamers to start acknowledging there are boundaries and there are certain things you can and cannot do, or there are things that make it better and there are things that make it worse. And I think it's good for React streamers to start acknowledging those things and trying to work to make it better.
Yeah, I mean,
as one example, walking away well.
I've gotten criticized. I've gotten criticized a lot for this for many years, and regardless of the personal vendetta or the genuine interest that like my interlocutors in those situations had about like whether it be generating clout for themselves or whatever. Even though I very swiftly apologized for it and tried to make amends for it, and they just refused to recognize that and just continued hammering on for years and years about how big of a piece of shit I am, which made me drop any pretense of trying to respond to these people altogether. There are truthful aspects to their criticism, which I've taken to heart and have changed the way that I live stream even on top of that.
Good. Great.
I guess like the other side of this is that if pressure keeps mounting in this regard towards live streaming and like live streaming uploads onto YouTube, I'm going to have to start cracking the DMCA whip on my own Hassan Eclipse Industrial Complex like fan channels.
Right.
Because one, it's not good content in general if you're just like leaving that dead air, and if you're not editing it in order to make it transformative.
Just to be clear, you're talking about fan channels that upload your clips wholesale.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yeah, VOD rips.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not me, because you will not find. I don't think you'll find a video from my own personal channel where like I'm not in.
You won't. I can
good
vouch
faith,
for that.
Like watching a video with the hope of making it as transformative as possible. I do that for every YouTube video that I watch, for sure. There will always be exceptions to the rule. Like I can't say across the board, you know. But ultimately, given how much I do add with respect to the context, if you're a fan channel out there and you're like uploading straight VOD rips, stop trying to go first to market. Another thing that they do that's frustrating is like they'll literally steal the original art, the original thumbnail, and just slap my face on it as I'm doing like soy face. I hate that shit. You didn't change the fucking thumbnail. You didn't change the title. You're basically trying to squeeze into the algorithm and ride the coattails of a YouTuber who fucking worked a lot and spent a lot of time and effort and money to make a video. I don't like that at all.
Can I tell you, those guys have upset me a few times where I'm doing one of my interviews and then they'll upload you reacting to it before our show's even done.
Yeah. Like, yeah, no, they're fast with it.
And it's like,
I don't like that.
It's like, I agree. I mean, have you told them to not do that?
There are instances like where I'll reach out to a content creator ahead of time to be like, are you comfortable with this? If they're not, I'll tell ahead of time, like, don't react to this, don't upload this.
Or like the being first to market thing.
But there are still absolutely channels that basically take advantage of the lack of protection on YouTube. Not just for me. They do it for Charlie as well. They do it for any Twitch streamer. Like, every single Twitch streamer has like this kind of issue where they
it's
will
free
literally
money.
go.
It's people they.
Oh,
they-
that's one of them. That's
Yeah.
literally the channel I'm talking about. That's the fucking channel.
This is
Hasanabi Capital 2. Wait, click on this channel.
It's just
here.
an
This is a
image.
great example.
It's just an image.
Oh fuck.
But I know what it is because it's the whole fucking thing, and it's 1:30. It's the whole interview, and I wasn't even done. It was uploaded before our episode even processed.
Yeah, dude, they
and
do
I'm
that
like,
to,
dude, what
they
the
do that
fuck?
to me as well.
And I know it's not you. So
I'll
I'm not mad
respond
at
to
you.
I'll respond to like a Ben Shapiro video about me, right? I'll respond to a Ben Shapiro video about me, and they'll upload it while I'm still fucking streaming.
So this blanket, like, you guys can upload anything, I don't care, is not really working out. And these some rules.
But that is a problem with YouTube though, because click on Google Hasanabi Capital 2 right now. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
Okay. Here. This is a great example, right? Okay. Click on the page. Go to videos. Click on the videos. It says fan channel, right? You're like, well, click on oldest.
Oldest.
Boom. You see this shit?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
No,
They're just
I
trying to make
can't do
money.
anything. I've told YouTube 1,000 times, like, these are the fucking channels. These, you know what these motherfuckers do?
Tell them they
No,
can't
you know
do
what they
that.
do?
Really wild,
You know what they do? They DMCA other fucking fan channels of mine with my clips.
So you should
That's crazy.
DMCA this guy. You shouldn't let him get away with all this shit.
Like, look at this.
yeah,
And there's not much you can do about it.
You can.
There's like so many. No, I've told
DMCA
YouTube.
him.
I
YouTube doesn't care. They don't do anything. You have to do it yourself. They can't file a legal claim. YouTube cannot file a DMCA on your behalf. They can't do it.
Okay.
But if you DMCA him 3 times, his channel will get fucking suspended or banned. You know what I mean? Look, all of a sudden he
boom,
realized
all of a
Gravy
sudden.
Train, Hasanabi's about to get me paid.
Yeah. And this is not one channel.
Oh, this was one of his first clips. Was this full rip?
There is so many.
300,000
This channel
views.
is a network. They have they operate like a bot network. We've taken
But
down.
the reason that they're so
we take down-
successful is because,
because
there's no accountability.
I know,
for
but
them.
we take down their channels. They just make. They literally will go
Make a new one.
and make a new one. You
This
can't
one's
really
been
do anything.
operating for a minute.
Bring out the whole ocean.
I think
That's wild.
because
Dude, there's so many of these fucking guys out there. They do it to
well,
other
if
podcasts.
you don't care, I'll do DMCA's when they upload my content like that.
Do it.
Because I was like, I don't.
I said this for all YouTubers as well. Listen, dude, fan channel,
Here, let's
bot
do it.
channel
This
doesn't
one.
fucking matter. If you don't like a type of content, you have it on your dashboard. You click on your dashboard, you see, Hasanabi fan channel, right? And you see like 10% of your video was utilized here. It shows up on your dashboard, right? You know exactly who's watching your videos and when, and who's uploaded your videos. If you see that, number one, if it's a fan channel, they will always have. It will always have an email that you can send a request to. They will immediately take it down. Fan channels will always take it down. If you want, you can also DMCA them. If they
I do
don't
think they need
respond
to be
you,
punished,
you should
though.
DMCA them. What?
Because here, I'm going to just say this right now. People that are uploading my content wholesale because someone reacted to it, and they're doing it to get ahead of our video in the algorithm, I will DMCA you. And I do not give you consent either, which I'm going to DMCA these videos right now.
Do it. DMCA him.
This motherfucker, where's the other one? There was 2 of them, right? You sent me 2. Okay, we'll do it after the show, but yeah, fuck
There's
this guy.
a bunch of channels like this.
Yeah, and it's not, I'm not saying it's your fault at all.
No, I know. Dude, this is something that happens to Moist Critical as well, for the record. It's not just me, and like YouTube is aware of this problem. They just don't really do much about it.
It's not in their tool house. They don't have the legal authority to start removing people's videos for DMCA. It needs to be.
They do it for.
Because they don't
Why?
own
They
the
do it-
videos. You do.
I know, but they do it for. They demonetize channels like this for. What is it called?
Uploading content.
No, they demonetize channels all the time. So you're not entirely correct on this. They demonetize channels
dude,
for
demonetizing is not DMCA, dude.
I know, but when these channels get demonetized, then they're done. There's no use for them to exist any longer.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. Like,
I don't think YouTube knows what the fuck this channel is.
fuck, what is it called? It's
Yeah, I know.
like
It's you
duplicative-
re-upload. Yeah, you
I think
re-uploading.
it's called like duplicative content or something.
I told
Like-
people they could upload our clips and YouTube won't monetize any of them. It's weird that like they seem, for some reason, anyone that uploads your shit, it gets monetized. But like people that were trying to do it for ours, YouTube was like, you can't do that.
Because I don't have an issue with my clips being monetized.
I
don't-
told them that too. It was weird. They wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah.
Well, is it different? Maybe because the original content lives on Twitch.
Oh, that
in
is
Hassan's
why.
case.
That's definitely
Yeah.
If it was
Because they're-
originally posted on YouTube, then
it.
I think they get you.
That's it for sure.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
Sounds like Hassan current actually does believe in limits to IP ripping, contrary to how this whole conversation started. Yeah, exactly. Except I mentioned that in the beginning because I always said there's going to be bad faith people, and that there needs to be some level of regulation to deal with bad faith people, which is what I said in the beginning of this conversation. Once again, newsflash, I had a nuanced perspective on a subject matter that I have personal experience with, and yet people have black and white understandings of the subject, so they immediately rush to conclusions on what they think I'm saying. Anyway.
Fuck this guy, though, for sure. You know what I mean?
This guy at the E. Barrett pretty much.
Hassani Capital, not that guy.
Yeah. There's a
about
bunch
this guy,
of
though?
channels like that.
So here, but anyway, we haven't talked about Trump at all. This kind of went. I wasn't even planning to have this conversation, but there it is. Can you make a note, Dan? I want to send a DMCA to this fucking guy for these 2 videos he re-uploaded.
Okay.
Thank you. Coming for you, bitch. That's right. Mm-hmm. The bell's tolling for your bitch ass. I'm coming. My first DMCAs in my whole goddamn career. Maybe there's been a few others of people re-uploading wholesale. But I'm fucking coming for you. Be afraid, motherfucker. And I got time, and I got people. I'm gonna follow you. New channels? No. I'm right on your ass.
They're out here looking like Mitch McConnell on the podium.
Goddamn right.
All right. Well, dude, we have so much to talk about today.
All right, well, so cut to the courthouse. Things are heating up out there.
I mean-
There's a goat man, boycott Nazi, fascist, Singapore, Malaysia. Okay,
Oil fracking.
what is lots of Jews stuff messaged there.
What is racist
Can we read-
kleptocrats?
Can we read his sign? Can we get a shot of that?
Make
I
America's
saw a swastika.
I see a Make America's Penis Great Again with a foreskin.
Oh, that's the penis guy.
Outlaw.
I've seen this guy before.
bloody Satan
Really?
circumcision.
Yeah, he's a fucking he's big in the intactivist community.
An intactivist.
It seems like you're oblivious to the most important issue
Holy.
facing
I've heard
American
about it. I've heard
civilization.
there's a community of men who are trying to grow back their foreskin. Who have been
Yes,
circumcised.
me.
Heard about that?
You're talking about me.
You're trying to grow it back?
Yes, I'm trying to grow it back, dude. Remember what they
it out.
took from us, dude.
Yeah. So true.
You're circumcised. Does it bother you?
Penis.
Not really. I don't really think about it that much. I wish it. I mean, it'd be better if I wasn't. I think. Do you not feel that way?
I personally don't, and I'm not.
Like, I think
know
it
what mean?
looks good. I love my penis. I think it looks.
Yeah, I think
it looks very
good.
healthy and very happy.
That's how I feel. You know, I'm not upset about it at all. But I understand. Again, I'm not saying like I totally understand people's like the weirdness with it. You know, especially just that in America they just started doing it to everybody.
Penis.
You know, so I get that. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, in my experience, I'm cool.
Would you stand in solidarity with this man, with the goat man?
Okay, let me read this. Jews, genocide.
He's saying a lot. Racist Jews read Jew Bible, Genesis chapter 21, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
so much
16.
reading.
Things are heating up outside there.
I'll read all
Support for
that.
Trump.
This was actually a few minutes ago. I rewound. Right now, there's no one.
Oh, it's empty. Wow.
So,
Damn.
a lot
Okay.
of support out there for Trumpy boy.
Wow. Heating up. Full alert. All right, so what do we have to watch here? Let's see. Well, we actually spent an insane amount of time on that conversation, but I thought it was a good conversation.
I think it was.
frankly.
I think it was a productive conversation.
Yeah,
it was a
I
good
do.
conversation. It's one that needs to be had. You are the DMCA king. You know what I mean?
And I listen. I don't want people or you to think I'm like trying to. I'm not heaping guilt on you. I'm really telling you. As far as your YouTube channel goes, I personally vouch that it's totally good there. And I think, again, what you do on Twitch is like the norm. So I think industry norm is important. And like I said, just, if there's things that are wrong, then just try moving away from it. That's
just understand, if you're in here, I try to do this in good faith. I do legitimately believe that watching stuff on Twitch, not putting it up on YouTube, I'm talking like specifically watching stuff on Twitch, does have the capacity to boost the content creators. There's plenty of content creators that have at least said so to me, both privately and publicly.
Getting permission is a whole different thing. If you're friends with somebody, or if you're friends and they don't care, that's different because if you have someone's permission, a licensor's permission, you could do whatever the fuck you want with the
Or if you don't have permission, you better make it as transformative as possible. Like Ben Shapiro, I watch his shit all the time. There is 0% chance he's coming after me. Why? Well, one, because there's an established understanding in the commentary and politics sphere that sort of thing is allowed. And two, what's he going to do? Be like, this is not transformative? I don't let him speak for longer than 30 fucking
seconds. You're disagreeing with him. By nature, it's transformative.
Yeah, exactly. So
nobody's going to go watch your video because they want to hear Ben Shapiro and not you.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about Rudy, because I don't want to miss the opportunity to talk about Ghoulie. I've been staying virgin on the Ghoulie. There's so much stuff we got to skip over, but that's what it is. Some days we just fire off.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. It's disgusting. So, okay.
Maybe I put it another way, you're a bunch of pussies.
So what was the context of all this new Giuliani transcript coming out?
We're diving into that?
Because I don't want to run out of time. It's already 11:30.
You're so right. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We're skipping the streamies and...
Well, you know what I mean? This isn't the important stuff.
Okay.
So why is it that more info came out on this transcript?
Okay, so Rudy Giuliani, there's an update on the lawsuit. As you guys know, Giuliani's former aide, Noelle Dunphy, was suing Giuliani for sexual harassment while she worked for him in 2019 and 2020. There was a complaint. It's 70 pages long. It's full of claims. I'm just reading through some of the highlights here. The former aide alleges that Giuliani, 1, made her work naked, made her perform oral sex, drank all day and night, made racist remarks, made sexist remarks, made anti-Semitic remarks, which I can't wait for Ethan to hear, didn't pay his bills, and sold Trump pardons for $2 million. And now, at the time when it first came out, we were like, oh my God, this is such a fat legal document that, like, there has to be transcripts, or there has to be like full-blown like physical evidence to point to this. You can't just like allege all of this stuff without backing it up, because these are some pretty serious claims.
Definitely,
right?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out there are
70 pages.
Turns out there are.
Holy fuck.
Audio. There is audio footage. There's audio.
So when they're quoting, here's what Giuliani said, it's not according to her. It's literally been recorded.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a tape.
Yeah.
Yes. And I want
when do
more
we get
than
those?
I want more. Thank you. I want more than anything to just like hear
Can we FOIA that
Giuliani
shit?
in his
I don't know.
sweaty
I don't know
fucking.
how FOIA works.
It's a civil lawsuit, so I don't think that applies. No.
Anyway.
I might break in somewhere just to get those
maybe
things. I mean, this is my
I'm gonna
job.
Watergate that.
This
shit.
is my job.
Turns out Noelle recorded many of the alleged incidents, and some of them were read a while back on this stream as well as everywhere else. Just click on the Imgur album.
Okay, so
I think it's time.
The lawsuit is 70 pages. It claims the former aide alleges Giuliani made her work naked, made her perform oral sex. It's not funny. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's just absurd. Drank all day and night, made racist remarks, made sexist remarks, made anti-Semitic remarks, didn't pay his bills, sold Trump pardons for $2 million. Let's open it up.
We knew all that. Okay, open up the document. Ethan, open up the document.
Yeah, here it is.
Unseal.
Your Honor.
I haven't read any of these.
Your Honor, I would like to, Your Honor, Ethan Klein, Your Holiness, I would like to direct your attention to image number 1 from page 2, where Mr. Giuliani is allegedly making anti-Semitic remarks. I'm going to read it in Mr. Giuliani's voice for you. Jews! They want to go through that freaking Passover all the time. Man, oh man. Get over the Passover. It was like 3,000 years ago. Okay, the Red Sea parted. Big deal. Not the first time that happened.
Really?
When else
I
did
haven't
that
heard of a
happen?
second.
This I like to categorize under, it's anti-Semitic, but it's so creative that it makes me go, is this anti-Semitic?
He's doing a bit.
Because
this
it's
is
like
part of his material.
Because it's like, when has the Red Sea parted?
before Exodus.
But I'll say this: this man was mayor of New York, probably the most Jewish cities in
America's
the whole world,
mayor.
outside of Israel.
Yeah.
There's more. There's a whole anti-Semitic section here.
Yeah, there's more. There's more.
Mr. Giuliani said the way natural selection works, Jewish men have small cocks because they can't use them after they get married.
It's a sexual dance.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Whereas the Italian men use them all their lives, so they get bigger. I've never heard that theory. Jews have small dicks because they get small. If you don't use it, you lose.
You lose it.
This is, you know what this is? This is like a reverse incel theory, because like incels don't know how, newsflash, they don't know how vaginas work, right? So they'll always say like, if you have sex as a woman, like your pussy grows larger and larger, and that's how it works, and that's why you need to fuck a virgin or whatever, right?
And experience its gentle caress.
This is the reverse of that, and in a weird way, exclusive to Jewish men, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't Jewish men have sex after marriage?
I was baffled by that part too.
I don't know.
No, that's not a thing.
Even in like the Orthodoxy, I think sex between man and wife is pretty encouraged.
They have children.
Yeah,
so
a ton of them.
so.
They be fucking, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so there it is, Mr. Giuliani. And a reminder, these have all been audio taped.
Yes, these are all from a court-appointed transcriber signed off by a judge. These are all real.
Go ahead.
I got another one.
Yeah.
Directing your attention to page 2 again. Mr. Giuliani says, maybe they, each one, blame it on the other one, and that's why they're angry. It's like those freaking Arabs are the ones that's forcing us to use their sheep. And the Arabs say, it's those darn Jews that are forcing us to use their sheep. Somebody should tell them it's Moses and Muhammad who did it. So did you see this stuff with Biden now? They've got pictures of him in rather compromising situations, touching these little girls, to which Ms. Dunphy responds, right. To which Mr. Giuliani responds with, he may really be a weirdo. Now, I found this really interesting because, well, one, I don't know what he's referencing here with
total psycho speak.
Arab people and Jewish people
and sheep. I don't know where he was going
then
with this one.
Swaps over to Biden, touching children inappropriately, and it's really odd because he did that.
Right. We
saw him trying to fuck someone he thought was underage on a camera on a feature film.
I mean, it's really oozing with irony. He's saying, while being recorded for later exposure, he may really be a weirdo. As someone's film.
Giuliani's a good judge of character on that.
To prove what a weirdo he is. Fantastic.
I like my coffee dark.
Yes. Like I like my man.
Who are the other Republicans who are celebrities, asked Miss Dunphy. Mr. Giuliani responds, ain't too many. Not Brad Pitt. The other guy that looks like him. Miss Dunphy says, Bradley Cooper. Mr. Giuliani says, no, the other one. What the hell's his name? Miss Dunphy says, well, Matt Damon is very liberal. Giuliani responds, no, God. Matt Damon is a F word.
Dude, how?
Matt Damon is also 5'2", eyes are blue, coochie, coo.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I will pay untold amounts of money to hear that, just that sequence.
We need that. We need the
tape.
I want to hear him say coochie, coo. What the fuck was he doing?
Why would that come out of his mouth?
I think he's, in almost all of these, sloshed. Like, that's like somebody who's just like miserably drunk. Is just like, rhymes, Gucci.
It's hard to imagine like someone actually just saying the F word like that.
It's hard to
Just
imagine
saying.
Rudy Giuliani sloshed. You're right.
I guess.
He seems so.
He's always been so put together, and well.
He seems so coherent normally.
Yeah, Matt Damon. I was thinking Matt Damon's not 5'2". I mean, he's 5'10". Tall, shorter than me, incidentally, but.
Wait, I thought you were. Aren't you 5'10"?
5'11".
I thought you were 5'10".
Not since he got the platform cross.
5'11".
Oh, okay.
Actually, if you must know.
Now we're getting into the good stuff.
Now
we're not
getting
even
into
at the good, best stuff here, Ethan.
Matt Damon is 5'2". Eyes are blue. Coochie. What is this, Dr. Seuss on fucking like sex trafficking Dr. Seuss?
Would you like to read this next?
Sure, I'll take this one on.
I'll be Miss Dumpy for you.
Mr. Giuliani, come here, big tits. Wow. Come here, big tits. Your tits belong to me. Give them to me. Indiscernible mumbling. I want to claim my tits. I want to claim my tits. I want to claim my tits. These are my tits.
Oh, yeah.
These breasts belong to me. Nobody else can get near these. Capiche? I don't care if they're flirting or if they give you business cards. Business cards? These are mine. You got it?
Yes.
Understand? I'm very fucking possessive. I've gone easy on you.
I don't know.
I've been going very easy on you.
You're pretty tough on me.
Oh, I've been going very easy on you. Give them to me.
Maybe.
Whoa, dude. Giuliani is so vile. This is like, 50
I want to claim my tits.
This is like 50 Shades of Grey, except instead of a hot businessman, it's like the Penguin from Batman.
It's like I have a rule that no matter what, if you're like sexting or if you're like doing sex talk, if you transcribe it, it's always going to look bad. But this is like, it's like additionally bad. It's bad across the board. There's no way that you could salvage that. You could have like the sexiest man on the planet. You could have like a sequence where like Jason Momoa is what.
What are you pulling up, Ethan?
Okay,
what is happening?
listen, you guys sent me the most complicated fucking lunch menu to order from. I can't
We're going to
do it.
order for you.
You sent me a tiny picture that I can't even read. Can we order from someone with a menu, dude? Please.
We're just going to order for you. Let's
look at this menu they sent me to do during the show. I'm sorry, Hassan. They want me to do step 1, 2, 3. Choose or mix and match. Choose.
No, just scroll down. Scroll down. There it is.
These are set. You told me there's a fucking wrap.
They can become wraps.
How am I supposed to read this tiny text?
They can become wraps.
It says, it says salad or wrap under each option.
Dude, have you ever seen smaller text? And I have good eyes. Okay, give me a break, please. Thank you. And I tried to open it because it's so small I can't see it, and then it opened on the fucking screen.
My man is hangry
Sorry,
right
Hassan.
now.
Sorry, Hassan.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
Jesus.
All right. Well, getting back to Mr. Giuliani, sex talking, his associate here. He says, "You are my bitch," and then Miss Dunphy responds, "Indiscernible bitch." Mr. Giuliani responds, "You're my whore. You're my fucking slut."
Jesus, God damn.
You make me feel better when I'm upset. I hope I make you feel better when you're upset. Miss Dunphy says, "You do." To which Mr. Giuliani replies, "Indiscernible. So smart. So much potential. There's tremendous attraction to you physically. I can't think about you or I get hard. Even if I think about how smart you are, I'll get hard. I'd never think about a girl being smart. If you told me a girl was smart, I would often think she's not attractive." Misogynistic Riz.
Yeah, it's hard to. I don't know that people have talked like this.
Even if you were like an astronaut, I could see you being like a female astronaut. Normally that would turn me off, but with you, that still makes my dick hard.
I think we had read this one before.
There was excerpts of some of these that had been leaked and that we had read previously.
But come over here, big tits is pretty. That's a vibe, right?
Yeah.
Get over here, big.
I want to
tits.
claim my tits.
Get over here, bring those.
It's the repeating it 4 times for me.
Those tits belong to daddy.
Like he's just like a fucking gremlin.
It's also
like
the fact that these are audio transcripts for me that seals the deal. That like I need to hear them. I need to hear him say these things.
Bro, that would be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I mean,
But
his
do you
counter
think
is going to be, as you can see in the transcripts, regardless of like the element of coercion, given the boss-assistant work structure, that he is totally valid for doing this or whatever because like she was asking for it. She thought, Your Honor, she thought I was so sexy.
What about the Jews one?
That stuff is not illegal.
No, it's not illegal. It's just funny.
No, oh no, it's every part of this is
right. But
hilarious.
it's
I
a
was just
civil
talking-
lawsuit. I don't think anyone's trying to lock him up for this, are they?
No, I was just saying like I'm just trying to figure out how he would craft a defense against this.
Right.
Not saying that it's valid, obviously. I don't think so.
Well, I think Rudy's about to be ruined because he got indicted in this new one, which we should talk about now. And if anyone gets thrown under the bus, and the one person I can guarantee everybody hates is Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah, Sidney Powell is not well liked as well. We're talking, now we've moved on to the most indicted man in America.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe.
yeah.
Okay, good.
And just to clarify, Rudy is not. All the co-conspirators have not yet been indicted. They might
Right.
be.
He's been
but
named. He's
been. Yeah,
well,
he's
been-
part of it.
Yeah.
But
He's part of the six.
So
the gang of six.
gang of six.
And so Trump is up to 78 charges this year.
God damn, he's racking him up. He is the GOAT, dude. He is so sick.
Although was listening to the news this morning, I think it was like 40% of all Republicans think Trump did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
They don't acknowledge
No.
any of this.
Out of Trump's base,
Or sorry,
of
not
MAGA
40%.
support,
It's like, yeah.
out of
it's like
Trump's
80.
base of MAGA support, polling was conducted by the New York Times. I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This part is insane. I often have this meme on my stream where I say you can get 30% of Americans to agree on anything, no matter how fucking insane it is. It's the 30% principle for America. Okay? They believe angels are real, all this crazy stuff, right? Out of the base of support for Donald Trump, the hardcore MAGA hardliners, 0 people think he's done anything illegal.
Yeah.
0. I'm not saying not one person.
5%.
Not 2 people, not 10 people, 0.
From his
0
base.
of Trump's MAGA base of support, which makes up 30% of
Right.
the base of support for the Republican Party, say he has done anything wrong.
I think the
they indicted
40%
him.
was from, so like
Across the board.
36%,
Percent.
or no, it's more than that.
It's 43%, I think.
here,
his-
this
his
isn't
base.
just MAGA. This is all Republicans.
all
but
Republicans, like 60%, or I think he did nothing wrong.
74
Yeah.
say he's done nothing wrong. Only 13% say he has committed a serious crime, and it looks like another 13% or so. They just don't know.
They
Yeah,
don't
there's
know,
like
they don't
a
care.
there's
They
a
don't know.
marginal, there's like a really slim margin of people I believe in like his base right now, like his base of support, not just the entire Republican Party, that was polled that said, I think it was like 2% or 3% or something that said, yeah, he might have done something wrong, but it's okay.
We don't mind.
But that's why we like him.
It's fucking awesome. Okay.
No, but, like-
the more you look at this and the more you look at like Ron DeSantis, the more you come to the realization that like, yeah, no, it's just charisma. Like they love him. He's a TV man and that's it. He owns the libs and that's it.
You know, but the fact that this is the third one and arguably the worst one by far so far of the 3, I feel like people are getting fatigued. You know,
I agree.
It's like indictment. Who's got an indictment? Go fish. It's like I don't know.
Because
And so by now,
especially when he's done everything right.
right,
Yeah.
which he has.
Yeah.
And so by now, anyone who was like, oh, who might be skeptical of what Trump's done is going to start being like, this is just a circus. This is obviously just a political hit job. It's hard for them to understand that he really is that big of a piece of shit and criminal. But at any rate, I just don't know if all these indictments are going to have a lessened effect because there's just been so fucking many of them now, you know? And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be bringing it because nobody's above the law. But what I am saying is, I don't know. I don't think this third one is going to be very impactful, even though it's the worst. Trump is the new Nelson Mandela. In what way is that, Joey? You want to unpack that? And the fact that he's about to go to jail for 30 years?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for similar reasons, you know what I mean? Trump is also fighting against a brutal apartheid regime in America.
Yeah, the whites.
The real apartheid. which is jet ski dealership owners against the rest of the country.
Yep.
It's
Really
apartheid
fucked up.
against the whites, man. It's not
Yeah.
right. So, okay, let's take a look. Here's special counsel Jack Smith holding a...
Fake name.
Right, Jack Smith. Dan is doubtful of that.
I think it's a false identity.
Where he's laying out the charges. And by the way, can I say that this man looks like Adam 22? Does anyone else see it?
Oh my God, kind of.
Oh,
but
wow.
you're also disrespecting Jack Smith right now.
Okay, respect.
Put some
I don't want to
respect on him.
Maybe Jack Smith is just an alias of Adam 22.
Jack
He
Smith
looks
does have
so
such a
much
fake
like
name.
him. Well, we got to.
saying.
What's that dude who fucked Adam's wife?
Jason Love.
We got to get Jason Love to come pound his wife.
His wife is a documentarian. Made a
Oh, really?
documentary about Michelle Obama.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Fantastic.
bias. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
that's true. That's a wow.
Yeah,
that's
he
a
was
problem.
prosecuting war criminals in The Hague. So,
So at any rate, here is Jack Smith, if that is your real name.
Good evening. Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with conspiring to defraud the United States, conspiring to disenfranchise voters, and conspiring and attempting to obstruct an official proceeding. The indictment was issued by a grand jury of citizens here in the District of Columbia, and it sets forth the crimes charged in detail. I encourage everyone to read it in full. The attack on our nation's capital on January 6th, 2021, was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy. As described in the indictment, it was fueled by lies. Lies by the defendant targeted at obstructing a bedrock function of the U.S. government, the nation's process of collecting, counting, and certifying the results of the presidential election. The men and women of law enforcement who defended the U.S. Capitol on January 6th are heroes. They are patriots and they are the very best of us. They did not just defend a building or the people sheltering in it.
Got some chatters thirsting
They
for Jack
put their
Smith.
lives in the line.
You like
to
how he
defend
looks?
Who we are as a country.
I think he's
and
an
as a people.
attractive guy.
He's projecting like
They defended the very institutions
power
and
and
principles that
stability.
This is definitely he has the vibe of somebody you don't want to get
Since the attack on
prosecuted
our
by.
capital,
Yeah,
you know what
no,
I mean?
he-
Like he's like
Justice has remained
the
committed
archetypal like, oh, you're fucked.
accountability.
Yeah, he looks
player.
like one of those like OG Mormon G-men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where he's just like he doesn't drink and he's like very, very strict
Super
and very
serious dude.
meticulous about all of the data that he gathers. Like he definitely has that aesthetic to him.
Yeah.
The first thing I thought when I saw him was like, this guy's got to be scared shitless because
Court and judge.
there's going to be so many psychos wanting to fuck
Nah, I
with
don't
him
even-
now.
You know his ass is running marathons too. Like he's like that type of dude who wakes
He's not
up
going to
at
get
5
hammered in
a.m.
the dome like Nancy's husband.
What? Oh, no.
You think he'll?
No, he'll bust some ass.
Okay.
Also, he lives in the Netherlands. What are they gonna do?
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, they can't
Or
get him there.
Usually, well, not right now, probably for the.
I hope he
duration of
has
this-
like security though, because there are some real freaks out there.
Yeah, I imagine.
As well as the many career prosecutors and law enforcement agents.
All right,
from around the country.
shout out to Jacket Off Smith for doing something really brave and really difficult.
He's pretty matter of fact about it. So I've been thinking a lot about this, about my main man Donald Trump getting indicted so many times despite doing everything right.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, obviously the deep state pedophiles are coming after him,
Right.
you know,
Mhm.
because they're jealous of his power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you're right. I do think that there is a lot of fatigue around this. I do
Yeah.
think that it's not as entertaining. The first time it was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Listen,
like we kind of blew a
people
load.
Like us are loving it, but people who could be potentially persuaded by this are over it. I think.
Yeah, I feel like it's just contributing to a depressive. It's depressing voter turnout, and it's going to contribute to having like probably very low voter turnout in general.
In 2024, you're saying?
Yeah, unless they keep some of the mail-in ballot initiatives from COVID, which Republicans have been actively trying to undermine, which genuinely makes it easier for people to vote. Unless they do that, it's most likely going to have a chilling effect. It's most likely going to cause people to not vote because you're just like, ugh, I don't care. Like, fuck Trump.
Yeah.
Joe Biden is old.
Yeah.
Nothing is like, there's nothing here for me.
The question is, does press turn out for Trump more than it does for Joe?
Press?
Depress. Like, who do you think is more like worn out on politics by all of this? Like Trump's base, or
I think it's
or
the
Democrats?
I think it's the moderate Republicans,
right?
Who are like potentially swayable, but they're going to be like, this is just a joke. They're like,
they'll just stay home. They won't vote for Biden.
They might
They'll
not
just be
vote,
like, eh.
or they'll vote for Trump because they think that it's a hit job on him.
Right.
By the way, these are the charges of the new indictment.
It's just, when I look at Fox News coverage of this stuff, it is like understandable why the Trump base is just seemingly on a different planet.
Yeah, totally.
No, the way they cover it is just so absolutely nutty. I just,
They're like, this is like Nazi Germany government takeover, going after our legal opponent, our political opponents.
Yeah, and
Stalin.
The worst part about it, I mean, I guess it's not the worst part about it, but like the one funny issue here is that like they fucking know. They know.
Right.
They know.
They know from like leaked documents.
Yeah, they know. They just very openly and very deliberately lying to their audience over and over and over again so that they can brainwash them into being servile little hogs that will go out and vote. But ultimately, I think there is a ironic situation here with like why you should vote for Trump. Now it's basically turning into like vote red no matter who. Like, you know how Democrats have the vote blue no matter who initiative that they implement every election cycle. This is the most important election of our lifetimes. This is the most important election of our lifetimes. Like, I'm seeing a lot of Republicans do that as well now. Rather than vote for something, owning the libs, or, I don't know, banning abortion, or whatever the fuck, they're like, no, you gotta vote, or else they'll throw Trump in jail.
Do you think this is the most important election of our lifetime?
No.
No.
I don't. I think all elections are important in a similar capacity, but ultimately I think the American government is on autopilot, and it's like either marginally going to be worse and the lever is going to be cranked in one direction only to have Democrats seize control of all facets of government and never crank it in the other direction, or it's just going to keep going more and more right-wing.
Yeah, I wonder what's the worst thing Trump could do in office. I mean, George Bush kind of outdid him by a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's like, yo, I don't think people really understand what a murderous fucking genocidal freak he was. His administration.
His administration, yeah.
He killed like 1 million civilians.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's like one of the big genocides of human history.
It has largely been memory hold. It's pretty wild.
It's true.
Genocide.
People will get. That's a controversial take. You know that, right?
What's wrong about it?
Liberals would get mad at you for saying that.
A lot of a lot of people think Trump's like the worst president ever. And
Wait. What about what I said is
everything that you said is objectively and demonstrably correct.
So, but why would they be mad about that statement?
Because recency bias and also Orange Man bad.
They're mad that I'm not saying Trump is the worst president of all time. Oh.
And
They
also,
care that much
and
about
frankly,
that?
because I think
he is horrible.
A lot of liberals supported the Iraq War. You know what I mean?
Yeah, post 9/11, liberalism
well, to be
is
fair,
very
they
different.
were lied to by George Bush.
They were lied to.
He was like, "There's a nuke."
You didn't have to take the bait. Though,
They were lied to. 9/11 is like
listen.
a massive scar for the American psyche that like genuinely changed the way that back in the day there used to be at least like, you know, anti-war liberalism. That's gone. Like, doesn't exist. Doesn't exist whatsoever in the Democratic
I'm not
Party.
super. Listen, I understand that liberals who voted for it, because it's great if you did it, and I think that's an incredible badge of honor. But when the administration's like, we have evidence that they have nuclear bombs, and then you go there and they're like, actually,
the thing is,
they don't really have anything.
Contemporaneously, there were people pointing out the flaws in all of this, and they just didn't listen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
because there were Democrats that voted no.
Yeah.
But not all Democrats went for it. But for example, Joe Biden voted for the Iraq War.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. The fact that that's not just like automatically disqualifying as
It's
like,
interesting
a Democrat
because
is crazy to me.
It's interesting because it was though. Barack Obama hammered Hillary Clinton in 2008 for her decisions. But then Barack Obama, for 8 years, with all of his charisma, basically continued the exact same war on terror bullshit. He ran on closing Guantanamo Bay. He did not do that. He actually
made it Secretary of State.
Yeah,
that is funny. That is
yeah.
a good
He then
point.
also increased troops in the surge. And
Hey, lady, who I'm accusing of war crimes, you want to be in charge of our foreign policy?
yeah, So
That's
you
pretty
know
epic.
that's.
And pussy too.
And then
And
after
pussy too.
that, I think after that, liberals completely tapped out of like ever being contentious towards war. They just are now, they eat State Department propaganda hook, line, and sinker. There's no critique. There's not really any.
During the Trump years, there was a little bit but it was more just the reflexive whatever Trump's doing is bad. Than
Yes.
like any kind of critical. thinking.
Absolutely.
But
liberals are very reactionary in that regard.
People forget there's been some really terrible presidents. Like, what was this guy? He's widely held to be the worst. It's there was this one guy who was like, what's his fucking name? I'm trying to find out. Was it Harding?
Harding is considered a pretty awful one.
Like, some of these dudes literally did fucking nothing but like drink and give contracts to their friends, and well, it's not that different than Trump, frankly.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah,
it's not
it
that
sounds
different than most modern, most contemporary presidents. The only difference is like liberals at least abide by civility standards to a certain degree, like Democrats do it in a professional manner, but and Republicans usually do it in a professional manner as well, where Trump was very brazen with his corruption and very open about it, and he was like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? Like, this is how the system is. This is how it's supposed to be. I'm not doing anything weird.
Or was it Hoover? I don't know. There's a lot of shitty presidents.
Hoover was president, what do you call it, around the time leading up to the Great Depression. And a lot of people point to him for that kind of stuff.
He's the man.
But generally, most of the worst presidents are generally considered to be the like 3 or 4 that led up to the Civil War, which it's kind of hard to argue against that, seeing as what the outcome of their administrations were.
You might say they dropped the ball.
They dropped the ball a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Here's the charges against Trump. Conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to impede the January 6th congressional proceeding, conspiracy against the right to vote and to have that vote counted, obstruction of an attempt to obstruct and impede the certification of the electoral vote. There it is. That's 4 charges. So that'll be fun to see. But yeah, I don't know what's going to be the outcome of this. I mean, I really don't. There's just too much apathy or frankly, disbelief, paranoia, propaganda. I don't know.
Do you think that he's going to get convicted? Because I
Honestly,
feel
I
like
have
it's
no
a different
idea.
conversation once that starts happening. Like I agree. Like the indictments, it's like people are worn out on because it's like, yeah, he's arrested again. Nothing's happened. But if he gets found guilty,
I don't know that these
I don't
people
know.
will change their mind.
I don't think it'll change mine, but I think it will be more of what Hassan was saying of just like depressing turnout. You know what I mean? Just disheartening them to the extent that they just don't even bother.
Will he
I had
get?
no
will he
idea.
get arrested? I have no idea. I genuinely don't.
had no
But he is
idea. Not
facing
arrested,
like
but, like,
100 years
convicted.
in prison.
It was like a crazy amount of years, right?
Yeah, this one specifically is like 50 years, 40 years, something. Let's see. Pence, by the way, has flipped on his boy.
Yeah.
Snake.
He came out. Yeah, I know. He's out here just showing his ass, dude. It's really fucked up. It's really messed up, man.
He dropped this tweet that was like,
It's really messed up. I don't even want to see it. I can't even look at
check
it.
this out. I'm going to read it. When he got served, Mike Pence said this: today's indictment serves an important reminder. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. Bitch, where were you?
He was there wearing a wire.
Yeah, it's so fucked up, dude. Dude, this is we're living in a post-Gunna world, okay? It's just dogs snitching on dogs, turning into rats. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking dog-eat-dog world out there. That's your boy.
Like, to be fair, Trump did want him hanged by the gallows.
Yeah, it turns out he was right. It turns out he was like, he was not wrong for that that feeling of anger. It's like,
Trump, I'm surprised Trump doesn't tweet out this picture when he put out that statement. We're coming for you, Mikey boy.
Yeah.
Mikey.
It's so funny because, like, you know, Mike Pence is saying all this stuff, and his poll numbers are so disastrous.
Yeah, he sucks.
Which to me implies that there is no interest within the Republican base for anyone to say truthful things about Donald Trump's misconduct. Criminal misconduct.
But Mike is also like the most uncharismatic, pasty weirdo too.
Fair. And
also, the dude literally, he announced his president's candidacy. He raised $1.2 million. Twitch streamers get more donations than him.
Yeah. I've raised more money for Syria and Turkish earthquake relief funds than Michael Pence's VP run. In a matter of like a week, too.
So let's see. Pence's handwritten notes and testimony played a crucial role during the indictment. That's very interesting. These notes were taken by Pence in the days between 2020 election and the January 6th attack on the Capitol. So a prolific note taker, apparently. They describe private interaction with Trump and are believed to have been used by prosecutors in drawing up the charges against Trump. Okay, Pence. There it is. Stringer Bell would be pissed, huh?
Nigga, is you take...
I remember this scene. The Wire. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it.
Nigga, is you taking notes on a criminal fucking conspiracy? What the fuck is you thinking?
That's true. That's a good point. That show's so good. But notes are useful, so we don't forget.
Do you think he was doing it knowing?
Yes.
Like, he was covering his ass big time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He knew that shit was going to go sideways sooner or later.
Their counter now, his lawyer has been making the rounds. Trump's lawyer has been making the rounds on CNN. They have a new guy. He's like more coherent than Joey Taco Penis or Matthew Calamari or all of the other wonderful characters in Trump's
food-themed lawyers that he has.
Yeah. Well, one of the guys, one of the co-conspirators named in the suit is Kenneth Cheesebro.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Where the fuck is he finding these people?
Is it Chesbro or is it? I mean, it's spelled like cheese.
It's CHESEBRO. It's like probably Chesebro, maybe. I don't know.
But no, I thought
Cheesebro.
it was CHEESE.
No, I don't think it's two E's. I don't think it's straight.
No,
E's.
it's not. I just looked it up.
It's not.
Yeah.
Shame.
Should probably Chesebro. It looks like cheese, bro, though.
It does look like Cheesebro, which I will continue calling him that.
So what about our food-themed players?
It's just, I don't know. I don't know where Trump finds these fucking freaks, but it's like very obvious that in every single circumstance that he has been, in every indictment so far, here's how it plays out. A normal lawyer tells Donald Trump, sir, you can't do that. That is illegal. Whether it be maintaining classified documents after an investigation has launched into taking those classified documents back. Okay? Someone will say, sir, you can't do that. That's illegal. Cooperate with the authorities and give the documents back. Trump will then completely avoid that and go and find any legal counsel he can that will tell him, no, actually, sir, you're perfectly fine.
That's where he finds the freaks.
Yeah. So he went to Judicial Watch, which is Tom Fitton's operation for the classified document stuff, where Tom Fitton was like, oh, yeah, totally. Just keep the documents. Lie to them. Who gives a shit? Right?
Good advice.
And then he will. And in this situation, the exact same thing happened where they were like, sir, the election was not stolen. You know that that's not the case. Like, he has legal counsel that told him this. He had professionals within his administration that his job is solely this, to inform him on matters such as this, tell him, no, What you're saying is false. So he reasonably knew the information that he was delivering to the public with an intent to defraud the population was completely false.
The amount
what did
of
he do? He
peop-
found freaks.
You're right. The amount of people that told him that the election wasn't stolen, that it was fair, that he's wrong, it was like 10 to 15 credible office holders or lawyers or judges or I don't know.
His own people.
His
Bill
own
Barr.
people. And so that's one of the most damning evidences they have of intent, because they're like, there's no fucking way that this man did not know that he was lying.
Well, should we talk about the clear 5-part plan on how to steal the election, because the indictment lays it out.
Which part? What?
It's on the document. It's G.
G.
Yeah.
Everybody's
what number?
No, it's just I'm going to read out all
here,
5.
yeah, go ahead. I found it.
Okay. So 1, knowingly making false claims of election fraud to get state legislators and election officials to subvert the legitimate election results. On the pretext of baseless fraud claims, Trump pushed officials in certain states to ignore the popular vote, disenfranchise millions of voters, dismiss legitimate electors, and ultimately cause the ascertainment of voting by illegitimate electors in favor of the defendant. This is per the indictment.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, no, it's just
Sounds
he did everything
perfectly
right.
legal.
He did nothing wrong.
Yeah. 2, organizing a fraudulent slate of electors in 7 targeted states, which include Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that either.
Wisconsin.
Just high level.
And some of those people have been charged, right? Those
Yes.
electors.
Some fraud in Michigan, there's a new lawsuit. Some fraudulent electors were tricked into participating based on the understanding that their votes would be used only if the defendant succeeded in outcome determinative lawsuits within their state, which the defendant never did.
Oops.
Number 3, trying to use the power of the Department of Justice to conduct sham election crime investigations, which, to be fair, number 3 has been happening under every Republican administration. George W. Bush did it. There is always a committee. Donald Trump did it in 2016. He tried to do it again after he lost. That's the only difference, is that he actually lost this time. But he has well, I guess they don't use the Department of Justice, but they usually always will create a separate team and they'll call it the Election Integrity Office or whatever, which will go and do analyses on all of the votes and try to tabulate all the fraudulent votes or whatever, only to find the exact same conclusion every election cycle. There is not enough voter fraud happening. Yeah, it's stolen.
Sorry.
There's not enough voter fraud happening that is beyond the margins. There's not enough voter fraud happening at a systemic level that legitimately changes the outcome of an election. It's a complete erroneous claim. And then to which Trump or even George W. Bush will quietly then just shutter the Election Integrity Committee and move on and never talk about it again. But this time he utilized the DOJ. The indictment alleges that Trump and co-conspirators sent a letter to the targeted states that falsely claimed that the Justice Department had identified significant concerns that may have impacted their election outcome. Number 4.
Can you do that?
No, apparently not.
No.
Because that's super shady. Trump wrote a letter to states that says the Justice Department, the official legal wing of the executive branch, they had identified significant. So they're just like, yo, this shit was stolen. Trust.
All while the irony,
Wait,
of course,
Bill Barr thing. Why isn't he in trouble? He just lied. Trump Barr wasn't involved.
Yeah.
He just lied.
All while.
Awesome.
All the while, they were launching investigations and lawsuits over and over again, and every single one of them was either being thrown out or failing. It's not like there wasn't subsequent recounts that occurred multiple times in a lot of these states where Trump alleged that there was some misconduct on voting.
Mm-hmm.
So they did actually tabulate the results, count them over and over again, hand count them. This was an incredibly costly endeavor. It cost millions, multiple tens of millions of dollars.
Did his campaign pay for the recounts?
I believe that you're supposed to, yes. It's probably some PAC money. It's not directly coming out of Trump's pocket or anything. Then the last 2 points, he tried to get former Vice President Michael Pence to fraudulently alter the election results. So what ended up happening was he basically pulled Mike Pence aside and was like, come on.
My boy.
Come on. This like my legal counsel's telling me this is it. January 6th, don't authorize the vote results. Let's stop this. You know, let's put a pin in this whole election thing. Long after the election is over, mind you, long after Americans are completely aware that like Joe Biden is the next president of the United States. This is a lame duck period that he has where he doesn't have any like, he has power obviously and he can abuse it. But like everyone is under the assumption, the correct assumption that like Joe Biden is the next president of the United States of America. There just has to be a transfer of power at this point. So what did Trump try to do? Well, he tried to convince, when efforts to convince Pence to unilaterally reject election results before January 6 failed, Trump and co-conspirators falsely told protesters that Pence had the authority to and might alter the election results.
That's really incredible because they're like, he's basically pressuring Pence from his psycho fans.
Yeah.
That's why they took out the gala for the boy.
Yep.
Trump and co-conspirators directed them to the Capitol to obstruct the certification proceeding and exert pressure on the vice president to take the fraudulent actions he had previously refused. Mike Pence very clearly defined, and you can see it in the, he even talked about it publicly recently since this indictment came out, but he very clearly told Trump, like, I don't believe I have the power to do that, nor do I wish to do that. Like in correspondences that was documented. And last but not least, exploiting January 6 violence to get members of Congress to delay certification. As violence ensued, the defendant and co-conspirators exploited the disruption by redoubling efforts to levy false claims of election fraud and convince members of Congress to further delay the certification based on those claims. Now, Mike Pence is a key witness here for that reason. We touched on what he said. Another thing that actually I thought was interesting is one of the co-conspirators, I think said something along the lines of like, well, there will be riots if we actually stop this authorization process because everybody knows that, you know, Joe Biden is the next president. If you think you can like symbolically stop this process, like, and halt it, like people will riot. To which a co-conspirator responded, well, that's why we have the Insurrection Act. Like he wanted to use the military to
crackdown, baby.
The understandable riots that would ensue due to the democratic process being halted on like one of the more symbolic aspects of it too.
I mean,
not
it's
even
a
like
good
a
thing.
serious thing.
It's a good thing that Pence, even though he is a pasty, ghoulish, zombie-ish freak, that he did not do this because that would have been really fucking crazy.
Yeah. He has handwritten notes and testimony that played a crucial role in the indictment against Donald Trump. These contemporaneous notes were taken by Pence in the days between the 2020 election and the January 6th attack on the Capitol. They describe private interactions with Trump and are believed to have been used by prosecutors in drawing up the charges against Trump.
Oops.
Yeah. He took notes, and you know, as we know, Trump hates notes. Trump hates people that take notes for good reason, because he's like constantly saying shit that would get him.
Once again,
taking notes on a criminal fucking conspiracy.
That's Trump. To anyone in a room with him at any time.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It wasn't just Pence. There's so much of the shit that they put in writing for like no reason.
Well, it's not no reason. You're the president. Every conversation that you're supposed to be having in private or in public should, at least to a certain degree, regardless of classification, be diligently safeguarded and diligently taken notes on. That's normal. The problem is he's never operated like this. He's always failed upwards in the real estate world, where he could be a criminal as much as he wants to and run the show in the way that he wants to. But like when you're the fucking president, you can't do that. Like you just can't get away with that.
Let's see. One of the conversations documented in Pence notes took place on Christmas Day 2020. Pence called Trump to deliver a holiday greeting. How sweet. But the then president quickly turned the conversation to his demand that Pence reject certain state electoral votes during the final certification. He's like, hey, Merry Christmas, Trump. Listen, save the Merry Christmas for after. Pence reportedly pushed back, telling Trump, you know, I don't think I have the authority to change the outcome. What? The vice president can't change the outcome of an election? Another conversation took place on New Year's Day, 2021. Oh, the holidays. I think that's the only time they ever talked.
I love just thinking about how Pence was probably sighing and like, okay, I gotta call Trumpy. I gotta call Donald and
They
wish him
only
happy,
talked on these holidays.
Happy
seems
New
like.
Year right now, and I know how this is gonna go.
So let's see. He calls him on New Year's Day, 5 days before the Capitol attack. Trump allegedly called Pence to berate him about opposing a lawsuit filed by Trump's allies, aiming to have a judicial opinion stating that Pence had the authority Trump was demanding of him. Okay, wait. Trump was trying to get a legal opinion that said that?
Yeah.
I don't think he got that, right?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you can get a legal opinion on whatever the fuck you want to get a legal opinion on. It's a matter of whether it's valid or not. And it's a matter of like, are we going to wait out the litigation, or are we just going to follow through on this, again, symbolic part of the electoral process, like elections process? Like, this isn't a pivotal moment. The certification of votes is not like is not necessarily an important part of the process within the elections. They didn't cheat hard enough in the beginning, which is where Republicans do actually shine, where they engage in systemic, I would say, criminal misconduct with respect to voter suppression, because individual voter fraud does not happen in this country in a meaningful way. However, election fraud is a constant, and Republicans, in order to justify that election fraud, claim voter fraud is happening. They say voter fraud is happening, even though there's no evidence to point to it, and there's never been evidence to point to this. Okay,
I don't know if you've seen those tapes. There was a guy with a box.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
He took it out of a truck.
Exactly, and they investigate it, and they're like, "No, you're an idiot. That's not a real thing, right?" However, they claim that it's happening regardless. They say, illegal immigrants are voting, blah blah blah, so that they can justify election fraud, so they can engineer outcomes to ensure that like certain areas don't have an easy time voting. Black and brown neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, neighborhoods that would vote Democrat in general are often riddled with or often hit with like a bunch of different hurdles to make it as difficult as possible to vote. I mean, the very fact that elections are not conducted on a federal holiday in and of itself
you're right.
is crazy. I mean, it's deliberate. It's a deliberate attempt to make working class people not vote because they don't want you to vote.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Here's a good moment from New Year's Day.
I have to pee while you...
After Pence told Trump once more that there was no basis for him to ever claim or wield that sort of authority, Trump complained that Pence was too honest. You're too honest.
You're too honest, kid.
You're too honest. Here's a gallows. Make you a little less honest. You understand? Let's see. Pence is on video now. Uh-oh.
Yep.
I mean, he is the whitest motherfucker that ever lived. Look at this dude.
Yeah,
Look at this white motherfucker.
He's angelic. I agree. Look at him.
What's his background? Like, what's his ethnicity, I wonder? It's got to be like...
wasp as fuck, I would guess.
You know what I mean? What country's putting out people this white? England? Ireland? Ireland?
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? Like
Pence?
this is a special breed. His father was German. Okay, that's a good.
There you go. Good stock.
Irish
Good
and German.
stock.
There it is, man.
There you
Irish
go.
and German. Let's keep that white stock, baby. No spice in that stock. Just water. We know how to make food delicious when we white.
That's right.
Spoken and written about it extensively. I have nothing to hide.
Look at me. I'm out here with the tractors. I'm out here at TractorCon 2023. And I'll tell you what, man, I'm the whitest person you ain't ever seen. Vote for me. You ever seen me on a tractor, big old John Deere? Tell you what, brother.
Yeah.
I know how to my way around one of them.
God's grace, I believe we did our duty that day.
Look at these, just like people cruising around.
Look at that dude.
I mean, this guy is not good at walking.
He's got overalls.
He
He's
has
got the straw hat. Damn.
This is where good old
the real
Americans
America.
congregate.
That's the real America.
That's right. We don't even walk no more. We just cruise around in golf carts, boy.
The Constitution.
Look at that guy, man. That's
That guy
America.
That
Love
is
him.
America.
That's old McDonald right there, boy.
Constitution and to the American
Right, show
people.
it's on that. He's coming back.
The
now.
Constitution.
Oh yeah, Dan wants you to hear this. Mike Pence is giving a speech down at the tractor yard with a good old boy in the back. Got a wheat stick in his mouth, like.
Taken to the Constitution.
A corncob pipe.
And to the American people. The Constitution is quite clear about the role of the Vice President in the counting of electoral votes. It essentially says the Vice President presides over a joint session of Congress where the electoral votes that are certified by the states
Preach.
shall be open and shall be counted.
Preach.
And irrespective of the indictment, I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the election.
Casper the friendly ghost looking ass.
I think he looks like an angel.
No Riz.
He's
no
glowing.
Riz whatsoever, though.
He's glowing. He's so white. The sun gives him the illusion of a halo, frankly, Dan. Like an angel.
Yeah.
And then on that
beautiful.
day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution, but I chose the Constitution.
That's my boy.
And I always will.
That's my boy.
And I really do believe that anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
That's right.
And anyone who asks someone else to put themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
That's right.
Again. I've been very forthright about this issue, and I'll continue to.
This is too long. I mean, what the fuck? Uh-oh. Pence, I hate to say it, brother, but
you're done.
Your time is running low. You done crossed Trump now, boy. You best be looking out. One of them tractors there bound to go off-road. It ain't just be cutting grass this time, boy.
You're not wrong. Mitch McConnell also crossed them. Think about that. Mitch
Fell down a
McConnell
flight of
crossed Trump.
stairs.
Mitch McConnell is a rhino. He's fake. He crossed Trump, and then
now look at him.
Yeah, the death tolls are coming for him.
I'm telling you, Mike Pence, you done made a deal with the devil.
It is really wild to me that like Mike Pence is a Republican shock jock. Like his starting point is actually, having a radio show.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Shock jock though.
No. Yeah, like he
Christian
would just
Morning.
like he would just like say unhinged stuff though, and he had to be somewhat charismatic to be able to have a
There's
radio
no
show.
shot this man had his charisma. Can we get a clip of him on the radio?
I think we
There's no
found one once. We digged it up, and it was very just bog standard Midwest.
I woke
radio
up this
kinda
morning
shit.
and Mama called me. Mama made me eggs and bacon. I said, Mama, you know I don't eat bacon.
I maintain the position that you have to be at least somewhat entertaining, over a long period of time to be able to make it, at least in a way that works with your audience. So it's actually shocking that he's so bad.
Wait,
Here,
I got to see this. That's him? That's
Yeah.
got to be someone else.
Yeah, from the 90s.
that's him.
What? He looks so different.
This
He was
whole
old then.
business of women in the military. And by the middle of the week, though, we're talking about not only
Can you full screen
the
that?
role of the Air Force and the need for discipline, but also the whole national debate about adultery. And we had Cal Thomas's column on Wednesday in many Hoosier newspapers that reflected on this business of the normalization
He's born
of
again.
adultery. But that case, in
Boy.
fact, if you haven't heard about it
What
yet,
the
has
fuck?
been
He looks
settled.
so different.
In the case of the Air Force versus
Oh,
Kelly
really?
Flynn, First Lieutenant Kelly
This
Flynn
is almost 30 years
actually
ago.
agreed to resign yesterday
Got
with
good
a
hair. Beautiful
general
hair.
discharge
It's a shame
under
he just
honorable
buzz it down
conditions
like
rather
that.
than face
Looks like a
criminal
damn-
charges on adultery and
It's like a damn doll with
insubordination
that
and
hair,
lying
how it
and
is.
other charges. Now,
So you get the vibe, right? I mean, it's
No, I
just
want
like-
more.
You want more? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if
included.
he's charismatic.
a general
I mean,
discharge
he's just talking
is
about
just the
adultery
next
and shit.
rundown under an honorable
This guy's better than
discharge.
Stern, man.
Honorable discharge is kind of self-evident.
Yeah,
A
I mean,
general is
definitely
given
not,
This
but-
probably
basically
crushes in
who
Indiana.
have a record
Turn it
of
up.
Turn
up when
non-judicial
we hear you saying.
punishment, but it doesn't prevent access to veterans' benefits. You've also got below that an undesirable discharge, a bad conduct discharge, and a dishonorable discharge. So the first question I have for you at 800-603-6453 was justice served in
Is
the case
anybody
of Kelly
remembering
Flynn?
that number?
I mean, getting a discharge that
All
is
right,
just
Mike.
just a whistle.
Thanks.
You get the vibe.
Do you hear that? The bell.
Right, yeah.
The bell's coming for
Been
him.
hearing it.
Mike Pence, you done flew too close to the sun, boy. Now you hanging around like you one of us at the tractor yard, boy? Coming for Trump, that's gonna be your last mistake, brother. I tell you what, man, you ain't got no Secret Service no more.
Maybe we shouldn't joke about this because there's a non-zero chance that a Trump supporter actually does try and.
And you don't want to get like, oh,
this might age
I'll
really
tell you
poorly.
What, you know why they called the Secret Service, boy? Because they in a secret doing service for somebody else. You understand?
The Patriots are
Do you have
rising
crow
up.
Sounds? Could you have crow sounds, Zach? To play at the same time?
I can try and do that, yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, Hassan.
No, I'm just saying Patriots are rising up. The Patriots are in control. Michael Pence's crimes against the Trump administration at the behest of deep state pedophiles, the demon rats.
Are
coming for you, Michael. I mean, they're not even. I feel like they're coming for him in the way that he's getting no support and no love whatsoever.
You hear that, boy? They gonna feast on your bones, Michael. Them scarecrows ain't gonna stop them. Because them crows is smart. And they know what flesh tastes good and which don't. And your flesh, boy, is gonna taste good to them crows.
All right.
Okay, this is why I unironically believe we could do better as like right-wing commentators than the current right-wing commentators. Like, not a single one of them has like the same pizzazz or interest in like doing some kind of quick theater.
Steven Crowder.
No, all he does is just like dress up as a woman because that's his own personal hobby that he wants to.
Oh, speaking of which, I wanted to show this to you. He used a clip from our show to promote Club
Leftovers or H3H?
He used a clip of Dan talking shit.
I'm in a Crowder video.
I think Crowder might be dead. Like, this video has 100,000 views after 2 days. Like, I think he
good,
Steven Crowder, despicable guy.
Steven Crowder, who shall be referred to as Steven Cowder.
Not only is he extremely misogynistic and sexist, he's also homophobic.
He's a disgusting garbage human being. It has been his brand from the very beginning.
Just go look at the titles of that guy's videos. Like, he's like the king of like saying horrible, offensive. I got bleeped, dude, twice.
Yep.
God damn.
I know you're naughty.
They got you because you're bald. Let's be real.
But no, for real, let's check.
I got sniped.
Yeah.
Let's check his numbers. I mean, shit. Here's another special announcement. 50,000. Chill on the mug club shit, bro. I know you're desperate. Damn.
What's his social blade looking like? The death tolls are coming for Crowder, even though he's been on Trump's side, it seems.
Yeah, they've been on another hiatus since his latest controversy, which I'm sure is a total coincidence.
Here, look, 2 weeks ago. This is an hour-long episode, 106,000.
He's probably trying to plug all the leaks in his ship at the moment. You know what I mean? Because like when you got Mediaite breaking stories about how you love showing your cock to your coworkers and people that you've hired, you know, it's not a good look.
The family value, I mean, and yeah, I think even his conservative fans are going to be a little bit moved by the fact that
it's because it's like kind of gay.
Wife.
Like that's what they think. They're like, oh, he's doing some gay shit. I don't really understand it. What the fuck's that about?
What do we see here? Minus 10,000. He's losing subs. Join the club, bitch. Me and you, dog.
No, we're out of the hole now.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, Steve, we've been out of the hole, but I'm not celebrating yet.
Okay.
I need like
we gotta be out of the hole for a little bit longer. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm still in the hole. Still in the hole.
Rat hole.
I'm still in the rat hole. So let's see how he's doing on Rumble, because I remember he had like a gajillion views. So according to Rumble, this same episode got 760,000 views.
Damn, I'm a B plus. I'm losing. Am I losing subs?
Wait, you're B plus?
I'm a B
On
plus,
YouTube?
baby. Social
Crowder's
blade,
Crowder's only a B.
Yeah, he's a
Let's
B.
go.
B for
Get
bitch.
fucked, Steven.
I have no way to prove it and could be totally wrong, but I just don't think the numbers on Rumble are real.
I agree.
I think they just artificially inflate.
You don't say.
There's no shot that people are going from YouTube to this weird random platform and getting more numbers. It's just not possible.
No way.
I know how the internet works, man.
These guys would surely never bought the shit out of their websites. I mean, come on.
Look how many people are on this website right now. The news,
I don't even mean like botting. I just mean like Rumble is just like manually.
They just changed the number.
Just inflate the number.
I agree.
Give 2 views for every 1 or something.
Their
You know what I
podcasts are crushing 10,000 views right now. Let's take a look. In the litter box.
Click on it and then look at the chat.
Okay.
mean? Maybe take it off the
Mitch
screen
McConnell
because
throat.
we might immediately.
This is in the litter box.
Let's see what we got.
How many people are watching? 4,000 people are watching. Chat is incredibly slow.
Should I?
Oh, that's interesting.
There hasn't been an N-word yet.
Okay, maybe it's okay. I just didn't want to, get ourselves in trouble here.
Obama and Biden are both worthy of hating. Okay. They sold out our country, damn it. Ditch Mitch. These people are just bots, man. It's crazy. Only God can deliver us from this evil. These are actual comments happening right now. Only God can deliver us. I don't feel sorry for Hunter. It's a SAR report. Hunter took money connected to human trafficking. They should go bungee jump without the cord.
You know what this reads like? I mean, do they have like slow mode on or something? Because if it's not, if there's no restriction on it,
yeah,
then it reads like a 200, 300 person chat. The speed of which the chat is moving,
right,
and the interactions that are coming.
This country is
Good
done.
point.
Anyway, yeah, whatever. Rumble's really good place, man. You're gonna do great there, Steve.
Right Side Broadcasting, the indictment of President Donald Trump, 56K views. Let's take a look at that one.
Oh, really?
Hey, go up. This is at the top.
Newsmax is crushing it.
First one. No, go left. One more left.
This?
Yeah. So Right Side Broadcasting is one of the major contributors.
With a seditious conspiracy for January 6th.
This is Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend.
Right.
Is that really him?
Yeah.
In the January 6th insurrection.
Look at that chat for 56K views.
7 seals.
That's 50. Wait, how many viewers is it?
It says 27,000.
Wait, why did it say 56 in the beginning? Am I
saw
blind?
that too. No, it did say.
Right here it says 20.
Yeah, no, it was.
I mean, let me
refresh.
I mean, we have
Let me reload.
30K. We have 31K. Look at our chat in comparison to their chat.
And ours is on sub only, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Good point.
Do they have
ours is
sub
still
only?
faster, and it's with members only.
I don't know, but ours is members only. So, and there's also a slow mode on them too.
Do they have slow mode here?
Hearings and the
You think?
congressional hearings,
I mean, Rumble. I don't think they have the technology yet.
finding out some of the discrepancies in it. We saw how that unfolded.
Jesus.
Behind me, there's a
Hundreds gathered to support President Trump. Can you cut to the live feed? Wait,
That seems like the same
hundreds?
place. That's
Hundreds?
Cops.
Hold on, cut to the live feed. Let's take a look. How many people are there?
well, AP cut away because they were showing Trump arriving in his plane.
No. It's live now, right, Ian?
AP feed.
There's a.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Here it is. That is a lot of people.
Yeah, they showed up. They showed up.
Oh God, Hogwatch is so back.
I don't know if this is hundreds. Like maybe 800.
No.
Probably not
refuse.
even 100 to be
And you were supposed to cut to one person with the flag.
Oh. I mean, that would have been funny, but that would have been spreading disinformation on the internet, bro.
I thought we were going to have to set up the B-roll and cut to the one dude with the flag.
He was trying to do a bit.
I mean, that was real. That was just earlier
I know.
today.
I know.
I'm not spreading disinformation on the internet. That's illegal.
What the fuck was that one?
This is big news.
I thought that was actually there.
I did too, yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh,
Okay,
my Lord.
let's see what else we got. If there's anything else we should hit on. We've been doing 2
Yeah, we
hours,
are
but
technically.
We'll have to get to your special presentation soon here, Dan, though. The MAGA movie review?
Yeah. I mean, it is evergreen, but maybe we can try and make room for it next week. I think you guys are going to enjoy it quite a bit.
Oh, this is sick. I love MAGA movies. Wait, is this the one I already saw? I think I saw this.
Oh, no, really? I was hoping I would.
Yeah, I did.
No!
It's okay. Don't worry. It's so.
Did you watch
brilliant.
it?
I didn't watch the whole thing. No.
Okay.
Can I show the trailer? Is it going to get claimed?
No.
This is all unclaimed?
It's all...
It's not my flag. That's your flag. Too many lies have been told to my people under the shadow of that flag.
The person that
Take it down.
did the filter on this is like they have to have a visual impairment. Like
all of the color correction is fucking insane.
Because I like. Like what is happening? The whites are so blown out in certain shots.
This fucking title screen, like the spacing isn't even consistent. Like
the font is insane.
It's not
it's
capitals.
lowercase.
Yeah.
John Schneider's
His name
to die
isn't-
for.
But look at the spacing between the T and the O, and then the D and the I. It's not even consistent. It's like they moved each letter individually.
It's so
Why
good.
not take the new trail?
Because I like the old trail. It's my road too, Arnie.
I'm so sad you already knew about this, Hassan.
I got a shotgun.
Well, we can watch it on the show if you don't want
You
to.
think you're gonna you think you were gonna watch a MAGA movie and I wasn't gonna know about it? You kidding me?
Dude, look at
this. This kid is awesome because he wears a Rode microphone jacket the entire
movie.
time. And then there's a really funny sequence.
Can I
we
say
should just
something?
go to the end. I want to show Ethan this one
Can I
part.
tell you something? These people on a green screen, like he couldn't afford to actually go
Oh
outside.
yeah, no,
and
like
shoot.
about I would say 80% of the film is on green screen.
Dude, you couldn't go forward on the street and shoot this?
It's over. Take
That wasn't in the budget?
It's always 4th of July at my house.
Grass shall grow and the water run.
Told you what would happen the next time you touch my flag.
Oh,
Tom.
God.
What are you gonna do with that gun?
Don't get out of my yard. You'll find out.
And I can identify with Mr. Quinn's position on this matter.
Why the hell is everybody so damn
This guy's
worried about
watched
losing their jobs?
that movie Gran Torino and was like, this movie isn't racist enough.
I haven't
Oh my
actually
God,
seen
Dan!
that
I
one.
literally said the
Oh, did you really?
bars verbatim. I said the exact same thing when I watched this trailer.
It immediately made me think of that movie, and he was just like, yeah, the lesson at the end of him learning to respect the immigrant kids, yeah.
I'm
that's
losing my mind.
bullshit.
I said verbatim the exact same things. I was like, if you watch Gran Torino and said, oh, well, I don't like that he aligned himself with the Chinese at the end of the movie, then this is the movie for you. My favorite part of the trailer is where where like the liberal woke high school kids are owning him.
Yeah.
And then I think he shoots one of them.
Spoiler alert, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shouldn't talk about this anymore.
Wow, this seemed like a cheeky, fun little ride, but now he's killing people.
No.
No, this is a very serious film.
Yeah, the liberal woke high school kids call him the F word, and he shoots one
He
of them.
kills the road Mike kid?
No, he doesn't kill him. He just shoots the maim, not the kill. He's a patriot.
You right to know squat. You gave that up the second your knee hit the grass. Why don't you just leave the country? You hate it so damn much.
Would it surprise you to know that I fought for your flag?
Very much.
Remind me why we did this again?
Not even Afghanistan
Yeah.
unless your flag.
Doesn't it?
Dude, that's gut wrenching, man. To die for.
It's awesome because, like, you know, it shows the greatest fear that conservatives have, which is like annoying woke high school children bothering them.
You gotta kill him. That boy made me look bad. All
Our
right, listen.
collective consciousness.
Thank you, everybody.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Hassad.
I promise tomorrow's show is going to be better.
Tomorrow's?
Yeah. All right. Isn't that what you say?
Oh.
At the end of the...
Tomorrow's show is going to be a lot better than this one. Sorry, guys. Apologies. Apologies for this horrible show.
You wouldn't even let me have that. You're like, nope.
I thought you were talking about next week, and I was like, don't be too sure. My throat's hurting a little bit already.
Oh, God.
Come on.
I buttoned. I hit the button.
Right at the end, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
I buttoned out because I took the joke too far. It's the blank Mike Pence train.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah,
Now
that's
no
great.
one will know what you said.
Well, I didn't say it.
True.
All right. Thank you, Son. Nice to have you. Nice
Hell
to
yeah.
see you. See you next week. I'd hope we have time for that, but I'm sure something crazy is going to happen between now and then.
I mean, that's fire.
That is good.
We'll get to it. We'll get to
all right. Guys, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's show is not going to be as good as today's.
Oh.
Little twist.
Wow.
But better than the days, but better than most of them.
Right.
So you do want to
Oh,
watch
yeah.
it. Actually, no. Tomorrow we have a great show lined up. We're doing the sour challenge tomorrow, right? Sam,
yeah, the actual sour challenge. Fuck.
Did you try FaZe
Rug?
FaZe Rug sour bullshit?
What? He has a sour?
Dude,
It sucked.
So
It
Sam
was like
went
the
into-
hot chip, but for sour, but it wasn't fucking sour at all.
And it was like $20 for that stupid bag.
It's such a good grift he's
So
got.
we went into the laboratory with Sam and made our own sour concoction.
That's right.
And I
the
think
only
it's way better.
influencer candy that I've had that I've actually enjoyed, and I'm not saying this because he's my friend, but Carl Jacobs' sour gummies that are under the Feastables umbrella, it was actually not bad.
Feastable stuff is pretty good. Can't hate on all of it.
Yeah.
You see Beast is suing the Beast Burger guys?
I did.
Awesome.
I know. I mean, good. Some of that was like...
I don't know what to think because, I mean, he was working with them for a long ass time.
Some of that was the toxic gossip train. And by that, I mean the toxicity of the food.
I was shocked when I read that. There was so much raw food, man. So much raw chicken, raw beef.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Guys, see you tomorrow. Son, have a great week. And until next time, guys, it's the toxic Mike Pence train.
All right, take
Bring
it.
out